Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the Sharpshooters Podcast. I am your humble and gracious host, Mr. Brinsky Sharp, on the ones, the twos, the threes, the fours, the fives, and the six. Appreciate it, everybody coming out tonight. We got a full house tonight, and we got more people coming. Some of your favorite people that you already know. They coming to talk that mess about some Alabama football, and even gonna be talking a little controversy. And because we got an op in the building. I ain't gonna say no names, Tez, but building, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody come on in. Y'all already know. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. All that good stuff. But of course, since he's up top, pause. uh, everybody's favorite Auburn fan who's got a major announcement tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He's gonna announce it at the end of the show. My main man, Tez, what's going on?
What's going on, man? Glad y'all having me. Glad y'all having me.
Oh yeah.
On this Alabama what can I call it?
Tide talk. Bama talk. Whatever talk. Something that you don't need to be on, but it's a special occasion for you. So come on in. We need some realistic expectations. We'll see what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I'm gonna give you the realistic expectations because I know that y'all like to go off on the deep end sometimes. So I'm gonna reel y'all back into reality.
Okay. That's what I need to do on y'all shows. Well, y'all already know, man. Got my main man, Coach Carl, in the house. What's going on, man?
Oh, we ain't nothing, Brinsky, man. Just chilling, trying to see if these tired girls gonna pull out this victory.
Yeah, y'all in the chat, keep your eyes on the game for us just in case. See if we can pull it out. It's not looking that way, but you gotta have hope. But y'all already know I got my other partner, my Alabama A&M brother up in here. Coach Sean, what's going on with you, man?
What up, my broskies? Happy to be here. Happy to get into it. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Larry Lord.
Good Lord is good. Good Lord is good.
Good to see y'all in the chat, Larry Lord. Anitra, good to see y'all in here. That's why I said everybody gonna run on in here tonight. We're gonna definitely be talking a lot of some of your favorite topics. Definitely you don't want to miss that top 5 linebackers and top 5 running backs. Don't give them to me yet. We're gonna wait till we get there. I don't want to see nobody list until we get there. So we'll see. But first, we're gonna start off with these Kalen DeBoer expectations this year. What we're gonna what all of us Alabama fans expect from him this year, because you already know we got Ryan Grubbs coming for his first year back as an offensive coordinator. This is Kane Womack's second year defensive coordinator. So I think all this runs around Kellen DeBoer's system. So what you guys expect to see this season? Matter of fact, we'll wait for the. We don't need no Auburn fans starting off. We'll start off with you, Coach Sean.
Oh man, for me, man, very simple, very quick. With the players we have coming back, with this being Coach DeBoer's second season, I want to beat our rivals. First of all of our rivals, Auburn, Tennessee, LSU. I want to beat these guys. I like for us to stay statistically better in every category. But all in all, my answer to your question is I'd like to be better than 9-3 regular season. That will ensure us of a college football playoff berth. For me, if we can do that, that will be exponentially better than what it was last year. That is my expectation. Better than 9-3, college football playoff berth.
Hey, nobody disagree with that. I'm about to say, Coach Carl, what you think?
Well, my realistic expectation, man, is I realistically think we'll do 11-1 at the Probably at the best we go 11-1, and the worst we'll probably do 10-2. I think we'll get a revenge on one of those two games, Tennessee or Oklahoma, or maybe both, and then probably slip up against Georgia or Auburn. I hate to say it, but Auburn gonna look really good at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Man, don't lie to this man. Don't lie to this man. Let him get this false hope that Auburn gonna be good. But Mr. Auburn fan with all these lights in the background, what is your expectations for us this year?
For DeBoer, 9-3, similar season to this year. And I think that's fair. Like, I think that's me. Listen, there's a lot of coaches in the SEC not going 9-3. You can do a lot worse than 9-3. And what I think is a year where they probably gonna devalue teams like the Indianas and SMUs in the playoff because of what happened this year. I think 9-3 gets you in the conversation for a playoff spot. So I'm thinking 9-3 for DeBoer. Realistically, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's just the expectations at where he's at are way higher than 9-3. So that's what in his goes against him. You look at somebody like Hugh Freeze, 9-3. We singing the praise. We might roll the trees every week. We go 9-3, right? 9-3 to y'all is like, you know. Fan base get a little on edge. So that's what I'm saying. Is like, it's not a bad thing. 9-3. You could do a lot worse than 9-3. It's just the expectation so high from the fan base and what's been going on that 9-3.
Yeah, man. I don't expect 9-3. I think at worst 10-2. 10-2. I know that Georgia game is tricky. Y'all game is always tricky just because of where it's at. It's just because I don't know, man. It just seemed like that stadium when we play y'all, everybody turn into 5 stars, everything for that one day. Y'all be drinking that Michael Jordan secret stuff, and I don't be knowing what's going on. I'm like, man, you can already tell how the game gonna go when you see like certain calls. Like, matter of fact, the last time when we played y'all down there, we had 2 touchdowns called back.
Yep.
I was like, yep, it's gonna be one of those days.
Games. Yeah.
We just can't just come in here and just win the game and just get up out of here.
Facts.
And before I get to everybody else in the chat, we got another man in the house. He can give his opinion out here. The man with the master plan, everybody's favorite, Coach I. What's going on, my brother?
Evening, fellas. Evening, fellas. My man, Tez.
What's up, man?
Yeah, he's already starting off with the nonsense. He's already starting with the nonsense.
I thought I was very fair.
Well, anything that comes out your mouth, I don't even trust you if you say they're going undefeated. I don't even trust you on that. I just don't trust anything because I don't know if it's sincere or some sarcasm behind it.
Get out on them expectations.
Yeah,
but 10-2. Oh, matter of fact, Coach Al, what is your expectation for Kalen DeBoer this season?
I'm gonna say it like this, not record wise, but we're gonna see a more consistent team this year. You know, I think we're gonna be more connected in terms of identity wise. I think you'll see a little bit of that. That's what I see, and I think that this is a kind of a momentum kind of year with them establishing that identity. If you can stay healthy and get some good wins early, I don't think you'll see a collapse like you did last year. I think because of communication, chemistry, and all those things we talk about, the 3 C's, people just get a little bit more comfortable in the building, get a little more comfortable with everything else. And I do think with Grubb coming in, that's going to change the calculus for everybody because he's just a mentality kind of guy that we didn't have last year on the sideline, in the meeting rooms, in the practices every day, in the grind. That last year's team showed no grit. And Grubbs is that kind of guy. He's a no nonsense kind of guy. That should carry over into the team. They should reflect him, which means more consistency.
Yeah.
I think
Facts.
so. I
Yeah.
can't put a record number on it. It's going to be hard because you got to have some breaks. You got to have some luck. You got to have some help.
Yeah.
But if we had to say all things equal, being healthy, uh, I tend to lean more toward a favorable 10-2 kind of record.
Yeah.
That will be convincing 10-2 with some really tough 2 losses.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Yeah.
I don't see those embarrassing losses like we had against Vandy, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think that Georgia game is gonna be a tricky one, and the Auburn game is always a tricky one.
And the
Never,
South Carolina game. That's
South
on the
yeah,
Carolina.
road. It's the
yeah,
home.
and the South Carolina,
Yes.
especially if Sellers gonna be playing.
Man,
Go ahead.
no, that guy, he's exceptional. I mean, he, I think if he was in Alabama, people would be saying he can't read defenses. All he can do is run too. But in
Of
South
course.
Carolina, they love the water he walk on. So it just depends on where you are, man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's the same kind of dude. But in South Carolina, he's looked at whole different.
Man, it's the expectations that we
That's
have.
exactly it.
If we didn't have those type of expectations, if we had, I wouldn't even I wouldn't even say Auburn expectation. South Carolina expectation. Like, you don't expect South Carolina. South Carolina go 10-2, man. That's pretty much a national championship to them.
Yeah.
So,
True.
Trap Pernell, what's going on with your brother, man? Appreciate you coming up. Of course, Anitra, I love you for letting Twins know we don't care nothing about what he talking about. The White said 10-2 playoff bound. I can't say national championship just yet though. The playoffs is my expectation. Yeah, 10-2 would get you in there, especially in the SEC.
Yep. That's what I said. Better than 9-3. Yep.
Yeah. 9-3, you pretty much leaving it in the committee's hands at that point.
Yeah.
That's right. And it's how you win too. I mean,
That too.
if we win this year where we managing the game and playing to our defense, one of the things that I think a lot of us tend to overlook is Martin Burnham is gone, and so is the kicker. Okay? So lots of times, Martin Burnham, he saved our butt so many times changing the field and kicking it where you're supposed to kick it.
Yeah.
To keep him from returning punts on us, man. Didn't expose some of our freshmen that we had on special teams. Those kind of things could change momentum of the game. So when you look at that phase of it, again, this year is going to be a very interesting year in terms of momentum. If we get out the gate slow, it could be a rough year. But if we get out the gate fast, it could be very interesting because it's just like anything else. When you start believing in yourself and you start trusting each other and your teammates, start buying into what the coaches are putting down, and the coaches got their act together. They're not losing the game for you because of poor game planning, lack of focus during the week. It kind of translates to the field when people start following leadership. Okay?
Yep.
Next.
So, I got a question for y'all.
Oh, go ahead.
What do y'all think the expectations are in the building? As far as like from the AD and high up, but like, is there a number that they have for Kalen DeBoer where they'll be like, this is satisfactory, this is not?
I think it's just.
I know as fans it's different, but I mean, just like realistically, as far as in the building.
Me personally, I believe that. I think all the administrators and decision makers, I think they just looking for a better season than last year. I know we can put a lot of stuff under that, but 9-3 regular seasons sound way better than 9-4 to me.
Right.
Like when you think 9-3, you're like, okay, 9-3. But when you say 9-4, it just sounds bad. I think if they just capitalize, kind of like what Coach Al just said, if they come out and they play better than last year and how you win, I think that they can survive 2 losses. I think, fans are gonna be fans, but if you make a playoff berth, man, and lose in the first round or something, that shows growth. That shows a betterment. But I really believe that with the defensive personnel that we got coming back, man, I really believe we got a chance this year. When you take a step back and really be realistic, during the season, all of us be but when you take a step back and realize this dude took over for Coach Saban. He took over for Coach Saban. He had to throw an offensive coordinator in there. We really was paddling with one paddle last year, man.
Yep.
And to win 9 games in this league, I think it's only up from here. I really believe that, man. People don't understand. We got a lot of defensive personnel coming back next year, man.
Sure.
A lot of it, right? So I think it's all up from here. Shout out to BT. Spino, what's up, bro?
BT. Hey, Tez, I'd like to take a step. I think with guys like Ha in the building, and those guys that understand, and the players kind of listen to those guys, I seriously think the expectation, the bar is set pretty high inside the building.
Facts.
I think because when you look at the roster, think about what happened, how many guys. Now we're talking pre-portal spring, April 15th this year. We're talking, let's say all things stay equal and they keep that roster. Don't lose your defensive depth. One thing that we saw last year with the teams that went deep in the playoffs was that they had some really good defensive personnel in the field. They could apply pressure to you a lot of different ways, affect the game, affect the quarterback. This year's team, given the amount of experience that came back,
That's a fact.
okay, defense travels on the road. That's been my experience over my years. You can tend to shut the noise out. Now we got our secondary guys. We got some carryover and some chemistry back there. So even on the road, I don't think communication is going to be an issue. That's going to save our butts in a lot of games this year. That
Yep.
I don't think a lot of people are factoring in. And not to mention, the defense kind of builds on itself. When your defense starts smelling blood in the water, and these guys really start hunting, that's infectious all throughout the team, man. Okay, that's this year's team. On paper, from what we see from last year, the personnel that came back, a lot of experience came back. So I don't think that in the building, nobody's settling.
Right.
I don't think anybody's
No, I agree.
settling.
I think the bar pretty high for him.
I think the bar is pretty high inside the building, man. And anything less than a deep playoff run is going to be not a successful season.
Yeah, I know that having those type of expectation, I know a lot of times that can be unrealistic. But I think if we just make it to the playoffs this year, especially if we make a little noise, that's a good season this year. Especially, it all depended on that quarterback position. Like pretty much every position outside of like the O line and the quarterback position for the most part, we can all, I think we'll all say it's the weakest, I believe. So that we have a lot of questions on that part. If they can play up to par like in years passing, I think we can say it'll be a good year if we make it to the playoffs. So we'll see. Because I know the reason why I asked, and I'm glad you asked that question too, Ted. Because I know when we go to the Alabama X factors for the season, like who's going to be the X factor, I know what Coach Al was just saying, like dealing with players coming back. I know I had one player in mind that I really have as a S factor for this year. So since I'm talking about it now, who you think gonna either one of y'all can go. But who you think gonna be the S factor this year for the team?
For me, just speaking for myself, when I think of X Factor, I think of a kid that's gonna always be there when everything else ain't working. You can definitely go to this kid. Now it's easy to say Ryan.
Yeah.
But what happens when Ryan is being double coverage or bracketed or and he will command that this year, right?
Right.
What happens then? What happens when the run game ain't working? What happens when the quarterback ain't on? I love Jeremy Bernard. That is my X factor. Two things: Jeremy Bernard and the quarterback's legs. You know, I know Jalen's gone, but Ty's legs will be important at times to me. Ty can tuck that thing and run to well. Ty, Keelan, Austin Mack is big. I don't know if he can run, but I'll just, for the sake of argument, I'll just say Ty. Ty's legs can get us out of trouble just as well. But for me, my X factor is Jeremy Bernard. I think Jeremy Bernard epitomizes this Alabama football team under Coach DeBoer. He tough. He block. He'll catch the pass going over the middle. He'll take a lick. The kid don't never, he don't lose his composure. That kid is tough, man. I got a lot of respect for him. He'll go into the thick of the defense. Jeremy Bernard is my X factor. When all else is not working, just get him the ball. That kid is reliable on third down, and he's my X factor.
Yeah, Larry Lard, he said that's a good pick. Bernard is super reliable, and he said Jam Miller is one of his X factors. I know Jam is definitely about to have a year because they are going to be running the ball to relieve some of that pressure off Ty. So it's definitely going to be interested with that. But
hold on, Brisky. You say Jam. My X factor gonna be Richard Young. Man.
Oh no. I'm not saying Jam is mine. I'm just saying that was Larry Law. But go ahead.
No, mine gonna be Richard Young because it's for the simple fact that, like you said, they're gonna run the ball a whole lot more. Then you're gonna have a damn brand new quarterback, even though all three of quarterbacks are talented. Richard Young gonna be that X factor, man, because he gonna be able to do stuff that Jam can't do. Jam is a one cut and go. Richard Young got speed, he got hands, he got vision. Richard Young, that guy, man, I'm telling you, like, he gonna do so much that you're not gonna be able to pay attention to, and he gonna come at you so quick. And with that low center of gravity on big ass legs and that power he got, Richard Young gonna turn heads, man. He's been waiting for the opportunity to turn heads. So once he get the ball and he started getting the feel of the game, you better look out for Richard Young. Richard Young might end up being star running back before the end of the season.
Woo.
Yeah.
Hey, that's high praise right there. I like that.
I'm staying on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
I'm saying LT over them, man. I mean, I
Mhm.
want this guy to get 10 sacks this year. Okay. Came close a lot of times last year. And if he's truly going to be, if that, this to me, a lot of time, I'm an offensive guy, but something's telling me because this is going to be a defensive type of team this year. And that because we got a new quarterback, we're going to manage the game, and try to let them grow into their confidence level. None of these guys have started. As much as people talk about Ty Simpson and him waiting his turn, he's never started a game, not one game. Okay. And you say a guy who's never started got to go on the road in Athens and dominate and control the game.
That's a fact.
Okay. So I'm saying we're going to play to our defense and we're going to play to Richard Young and Jam and those guys in the backfield. We got some explosive guys. I think the throws this year with Grubb calling the offense, you're going to see a lot of concept stuff that's going to free up uh, Ryan and those guys to make plays. If you go back and you look at Washington's 23 stats, they had, I think, 5 receivers that had 15 or more catches. With Adonde, I think he had 96 catches. So if the defense can give the offense possessions, and we've been talking about that, giving them possessions, that's going to give us more opportunities to score, control the clock, control the game, to play to a young quarterback. Uh, so I'm saying LT. That's
I would ask you, Tez, but I don't even know how I would feel about that answer.
I got a good one. I got a good one for you though. I promise you.
Yeah, go ahead, man. I love to
I'm,
hear it.
I'm not gonna pick a player for y'all. I'm gonna pick a coach. I'm gonna go with Ryan Grubbs. And I think about X Factor. I think about what from this year can be different from last year that you didn't have. What's the key? I don't think y'all had a personnel problem on offense necessarily. Y'all had talent
Competent
everywhere on
third
the field.
down calls.
Right. The issue on the field was the offensive game plan from
True.
the beginning of
Right.
the season throughout the end of the season.
Facts.
If that guy can come in there and change that, I think y'all a dangerous team.
Facts.
Hey man, that wasn't a bad answer right there, man.
See, Tez, that's why we get along. So yeah.
That's not a bad answer. I really agree with you on that one. That's a great answer.
that's
I
why
get
we
Ted's love because you
I'm
don't
just-
find many Auburn people that actually know football. So I give Tez,
Oh man,
I give
cut it out.
Tez credit. Tez
Man.
know the game.
Cut it out, man. Plenty of Auburn people
Yeah.
know football. We don't do that. But no, just from my perspective and looking at y'all team is like, I don't want y'all to be good. What's the one thing that can go wrong is the offensive coordinator come in and do the same thing they did last year. I think everybody have a shot. So like from the other side, I'm looking like I hope he does bad. Like I hope he's horrible.
Well, of course, that goes without being said. I totally understand that.
Ted,
But
Yeah.
let me give you a little inside trading tip.
Yeah.
The offensive coordinator won't be the problem.
Mm.
I'll just
Yes,
give you that
sir.
right now. I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you that right now. I saw that with my own two eyes. I can't say much, but I tell you that the offensive coordinator will not be a problem.
Okay.
Problem that we're gonna have on offense is that right side of the offensive line. Outside that, if we solidify that right side of the line, scoring is not a problem. Scoring gonna be easy. No matter who they roll out there quarterback.
Mm.
hey, I like the sound of that. And that's an honest. The thing about what I love about this show the most is that we are the most honest Alabama fans that you could possibly meet. Because a lot of them would just say sunshine and rainbows every day of the week, but we literally give it to you like it is. But I'm about to first off, shout out to Lynn.
Lynn, what's up, bro?
Hey, Lynn, what's going
Big
on, man?
fan of the show, doing major things with NASCAR, brother. Love everything that
Yeah.
you're doing, Lynn.
Shout out,
Shout
Lynn.
out to you, brother. You ain't been on show in a minute, so shout out to you, brother. Great
Shout
to
out,
see you in here. Brian said something that I absolutely love. He said, like I said before, Richard Young is Josh Jacobs 2.0. I can't unsee it. If he plays like that, Brian, I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be hell and high water for some defenses for real. Him and Jam gonna cause a lot of trouble for real. But that old line just got to stand up, man. I just don't see it.
Right.
Larry Lars had third down hurt us big time last year on both offense and defense. Man, don't get me started. The Oklahoma game
100% fact.
is one of the main games on defense that I just could not stand. Sometimes you gotta turn off the TV. Don't even get Michigan. It was just I don't even blame the defense on that one. I blame that more on the offense because the defense saved us on a lot. The score could have been higher than what it was. I believe we would have scored on a few of those drives. Now they out of their game plan, and we would have won that game. But
Yeah, I think, like I said, I said LT, but what I'm saying is that defensive pressures on the quarterback, okay, is going to be our key this year. You know, whether it's LT getting sacks, but we want to be top 10 sacks this year. Pressure on the quarterback.
okay.
You got to affect the other team's quarterback because our secondary is going to be a strength, and so if they can pressure the quarterback, then that's going to turn into more turnovers, which is the way Kane Woman like to play football. So that's why I say we got to have somebody coming off the edge constantly, both sides, and so James Smith and those guys in the middle can do their thing. We're going to play to our defense. That's going to be complementary football. It's what we're going to start seeing, like Coach Carl was saying. The OC won't be the problem. Now we can get the OC playing calling the right game plan, and the DC getting the OC the ball back. That's complementary football. We didn't see that last year, not consistently.
Well, we got.
Mine,
Oh,
for
go ahead. Go ahead.
mine is I piggyback off what Coach Al said. Mine, we had our defense. I remember we used to scrimmage them dudes, and they used to always holler this acronym. It was GOTFO, GOTFO 3D, GOTFO 3D, and it stood for get off the field on third down. GOTFO 3D. We got to get off the field on third down. That's what hurt us in every game that we lost. Oklahoma, we couldn't get off the field. Michigan, we couldn't get off the field. They were just we got to get off the field on third down, get the ball back to our possession, and then we get on offense. We can't turn around and give them the ball back in 30 seconds. First down, second down, third down, punt. First down, second down, third down, punt.
Yep.
You know, you got to have some type of continuity. And I voiced what my brother Najee Harris said about my Steelers. We didn't have no identity, and that's just what it was. I mean, we when all else fails, give it to Jalen, and then when it don't work, we blame him. You know, so no creativity. I think it was Coach Al who said that we didn't move the pocket. We didn't. We just.
Do the part.
I just. No disrespect to nobody. Some of the. We just got to be better on offense. It's a reason why they brought this man back, man. Coach Grubb. I really believe he gonna get at him. What I've been seeing, he been getting at him real good. Like I think they called him mean. That's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Love it.
Yeah, that's a good thing, man. We don't need no. I tell people all the time, all the coaches that was my partners, loved them, still cool with them, but I think I didn't play his best. The coaches who was a-holes, just in a bad mood all the deadgum time, I think I had my best years under those dudes, believe it or not. I don't know why that is. But I'm ready for a new era of offense, a type of offense where we utilize everybody. What should scare opponents is this, man. When you go back and watch our games, there were opportunities in these games where receivers were, several of them, where receivers was wide open, where backs would slip down and hit the wrong hole, where backs would bounce stuff to the outside when the hole was there, where, it was so many points we left on the field, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I really believe this year won't be that way.
Yeah, man. Just want to give a shout out to Bishop Frank. Appreciate you coming in, brother. Big time Oklahoma fan. We're gonna beat that ass this year when y'all come up.
Bishop.
I promise you that. I can promise you that. I'm gonna let y'all know every time I see y'all. Oh, that get back is an MF. I promise you.
Yeah. They got embarrassed in Oklahoma. They're gonna be ready for that game. They're gonna be ready for that one.
And we got y'all on homecoming, but I know Brent Venables gonna be ready too. So
he gonna be ready too. Facts.
Five Adam, what's going on, brother? Said Eric, we need to prove on his pass rush yet. That's what Coach Al was just talking about. For real, yeah.
I'm surprised nobody said quarterback as an X factor.
Nah.
With it being just gonna be a new quarterback next year, regardless of who get the job.
See, Tez, that's why I still say it's going to be like an AJ McCarron kind of deal. He's got to manage the game. Can I turn the rock over? Be a distributor of the football. And Grubb is going to put the playmakers in place. You see, one thing that you said, and I agree with you, Grubb is now an NFL guy. And the NFL offensive game is all about attacking the mismatch and creating mismatches and creating space for your playmakers.
Yep.
So he's going to bring that right to the offense that he knows like the back of his hand. And not to mention, he's walking into the building with probably one of the top 5, top 4 rosters in the country. He didn't have that watching him. Okay. So he's like, man, I know he's personally going to go in and fix the offensive line because he knows with DeBoer and Sheridan there, they got the offensive side pretty much locked down. He needs to go in and help Coach Cap understand his best 5 guys and then ride those offensive linemen so he can disguise the weaknesses in personnel and play to the strength. But early on, the quarterbacks are just going to have to take care of the rock, and we're going to have to establish our running game. That's why I'm telling you, if you go back and look, I've looked at hours of film. about what we did last year. And lots of the times there were systemic breakdowns up front,
Yep.
whether it was pass blocking or the run game, which we couldn't get consistency in the run game to get 3 yards or 4 yards when we wanted. So that helps up the play action, it helps the play calling, and everything else just breaks down. So now when the teams will see that, they can send five every time or six every time, and we got to keep a back end. Okay, that way there's no check down, and now the quarterback got to hold the ball, and they're gonna create the mismatch they want because they know they can get home. So now the quarterback has 2.4 seconds on average, 2.5 seconds on average, consistently before there's somebody in his face. Sometimes less than that. No way you can be a consistent offense. I
So
think that
what's
changes.
up, Coach J?
That changes.
Facts, Coach Al.
Hey, everybody, y'all welcome in the house. Our main man, Jance. What's going on, brother?
Coach
What
J.
what's up,
Jay?
coaches? What's going on? What's going on, coaches? I hate StreamYard, man. I've been trying to get in for like the last 25 minutes. I don't know what's been going on with StreamYard, but it is what it is. What's up? What's up?
Oh,
What's
nothing
going on,
much.
chat?
Not much, man. Just talking a little Alabama football. I'm gonna ask you these two questions. Well, we already on the Alabama X Factor. So I'm gonna ask you this first. What's your expectation for Kellen DeBoer? And then right after that, you tell me who gonna be your X Factor for this year.
Well, it's playoffs. It's playoffs or bust. I think
Yeah.
year one, I think we definitely give him a lot more leeway because Ryan Grubb decided to go to the Seattle Seahawks after when he followed. We all expect him to follow, but of course he went to the Seattle Seahawks. So that kind of created a ripple effect within the team because the structure within the offense had to change not significantly, but the philosophy between Sheridan and Grubb was completely different. You know, it sucks that Grubb left when Jalen Murrow was the quarterback because I definitely feel like Jalen Murrow could have operated within the offense with Grubb a lot better compared to Sheridan. But the expectations is playoffs. In terms of returning starters on defense, I think if we're combining, if we have the combination of talent and leadership quality, there's no excuse. This should be a top 10 defense in the country. There's literally no excuse why if we can't exceed expectations defensively. We have Sheridan who is back. We have Womack who is back who gradually improved during the season. We have a ton of production coming back for this football team. A lot of young talent that got a lot of great reps, 4 and 5 star quality guys. Offensively, for the most part, that's going to be the question mark. Is going to be offensively, and again, it'll be another year where Ty Simpson he's got to operate with the new offense coordinator. A lot of these guys have to operate with the new offense coordinator. We don't even know who the starting quarterback is actually going to be. This is an open competition, even though we expect Ty Simpson to be the guy. But no, the expectation is playoffs or bust. There's a lot of teams in the SEC that's going to be down next year. I do not fear Georgia at all, despite the talent that they have. I just don't fear them. Didn't fear them last year. Don't fear them this year. Ole Miss is going to be down. Like I said, they're about to prepare for their annual hot dog competition. But I do not fear Ole Miss. It's just like there's really no. The only team that I think is going to be the favorite is going to be Texas. Just based off of the fact that Sarkisian, Arch Manning, and they do have a lot of Texas returning production coming back. But I don't fear any team in the SEC conference. So there is no reason why Alabama should not be at least a competitor in this conference and should at least clinch a playoff spot. In terms of the X factor, I'm gonna say X factor. I am gonna go with oh my god, the tip of my tongue. Caden, I'm gonna go with Caden Proctor. That's my X factor. I'm gonna go with somebody in the offensive line because the last 4 years you can make an argument the offensive line has been the weakest part of the team. If Caden Proctor is gonna play at left tackle, which I think he will, I don't think they're gonna slide him inside. We need him to protect the blind side of the quarterback. I thought last year he was a lot, he was solid, but it was a little bit more inconsistent. There was no gradual improvement compared to year 1 and year 2. We're gonna need that this year. Because the right side, right tackle. You got to show me on the field because I have no faith that the right tackle spot is going to be locked down completely. We do got to figure out who's going to be that Taylor Booker replacement. This offensive line, in order for the quarterback to operate within structure within a Grubb offense or a DeBoer offense, it starts with the offensive line, and it starts with the run blocking or pass blocking assignments that it's going to be given to him. And so, Caden Proctor, man, he's now going to be a true junior. You can make an argument now that he's going to be one of the leaders, because this is still a very young offensive line unit. So he's going to be one of those guys. And so, we need an anchor, man. We need an anchor to kind of hold it down within the offensive line. And if Caden Proctor can't be the guy, then that's bad news for this offensive line, because we're already thin at depth. And if this is going to be another year where the offensive line continues to struggle, then we're going to be once again in a position where, despite how good the defense is, we're going to be struggling to win 8-9 games again, because the offensive line is key to winning a bunch of good football games. It can't just be one side that's going to carry you. This ain't 2011. So that's going to be my X factor. I'm going to say it's Caden Proctor.
Hey, Chance.
What's up, Coach?
Hey, man. We kind of touching on something here, because I'm always talking chemistry, communication. There's no one that I can see just would jump off the page at me. Last year, on the offensive side of the ball, if you had a problem with the team, Booker was that dude. He was the alpha in the so we haven't seen that vocal leader start to emerge yet. I haven't heard any rumblings out of spring as who that guy might be. Rock Montgomery's put some stuff out there, but he hasn't even proven to be a starter yet, albeit talented. Jaden Roberts is a guy I really wouldn't mess with. He might put hands on you. Ty, if he's going to be the quarterback, he doesn't come across as that alpha male. Keelan projects that persona even more so as an incoming freshman. I mean, his presence seems large already. So who's going to win? Who's going to win the locker room? Who's going to be the vocal leader? Jam Miller? Is it Richard Young? Richard Young looks like he could be that dude. Those kinds of things, those intangibles that can help a young team get off to a good start. Critical from a success standpoint. There's no alpha in the room of offense.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jay. My fault.
Oh no, you get no. I was yeah. And that's the problem. And what's funny? It's funny. I forgot who said it, but there was I think it might have been Montgomery that came out and said that, yeah, man, we had too much talking. We were disrespecting the coaches. Disrespecting in meetings. Everyone kept getting on us, man. When we kept saying, like, bro, this is a problem. This is an actual problem. There should be no reason why there should be multiple content creators and Twitch streamers live streaming or making videos about your facilities, and then you're just you're basically saying that we own these facilities, that the coaching staffs don't have that much say. And we kept saying like, this is going to be a problem, but nobody believed it, because everybody was on the Georgia game, and everyone's saying to themselves, well, because we won that game, that we're back. And I'm like, okay, like, this is a cultural problem. We have a cultural issue right now. And so, Coach, I agree with you. I don't know who the leaders are. Like, we do have a very, very young squad overall, even though we do have a lot of returning production back defensively. I still don't know who the leaders are, though.
Every show. It never fails.
Happens, man.
It never fails. If I wasn't looking at y'all, I promise I would have kept talking. Yeah, man. I was saying, like, we were saying it last year, man. It was just guys coming late to meetings. It's just the little things. It really just the little things. If you don't do the little things right, how you expect to do the big things right? So, but I think a lot of those guys that and you can really see it in that Fox documentary with Alabama, when Coach Shepard was getting on the wide receivers. Like, the only people that was taking notes was, I believe, Bernard and Ryan.
Ryan.
And look how many of those guys left. You said guys with these goofy haircuts and all this other stuff. Like, I loved everything that he said. I don't know nobody that felt any type of way like it needed to be said.
Yep.
I'm like, y'all the only ones in here. They the only ones taking notes. And it's funny that they are the only two. They gonna be the top two receivers coming into this season. So it's gonna be interesting, man, to see how this season goes. Lynn was saying the defense would need to carry Alabama. We need to carry Alabama for the first 3 games this year. After 3 games, we should see the difference between last year and this coming year. We should. I believe the defense gonna be top tier and all that because it's just so many guys. Because I know my edge factor was Damani Jackson. I believe him coming back this year, like that gives Xavier another year to like he's gonna be better than last year, but I know we got a true number 1 lockdown cornerback out there. We don't have to worry about him. We can just put him over there and he's good to go. And Xavier getting all that game time experience gonna help that back end. I just got to see how Sad play. I think I'm just so high on Zay Mincy playing back there on the opposite side of Bray Hubbard. I just don't see Sab just outplaying Mincy for that position, at least right now. But I just love that move when they moved him from cornerback to safety. So we're gonna see how that goes. But before get down to the top 5 linebackers and running backs, just a little quick recruiting, real quick, just a little quick recruiting. I just want to give a special shout out to my guy, Dylan Purter, for committing to the LSU Tigers. I know it's LSU, everybody, but I actually know this guy. Super proud of him. Booker T. Washington High School, up and coming senior, big time commit, man. It's just happy to see somebody out the city committing. This kid I just kept telling people, like, man, watch out for this kid. I don't know why he's not ranked right now, but when he gets ranked, he's going to be all over these recruiting boards. And he went from not ranked to, I think, on 3 and Rivals, I believe, went from unranked to like 150 at worst. So he's flying up these recruiting boards. So I need these recruiters at Alabama to pay attention down in Tuskegee, Alabama, and get this kid, because I don't want to see him go to LSU. I don't want to see him go to LSU, man, because he's too much of a dog. And we got another big time recruit coming out of there too, Marquez Daniels, wide receiver, 6'5". You put the ball in his hands, it can probably be a touchdown every play. He's that big of a playmaker. He doesn't get enough talk as one of the top wide receivers in this class with Tristan Keys and Cedarian Morgan and Chris Henry Jr. He's definitely going to be one of those guys. He got every offer in the country, every offer that you can possibly get. He just don't have one. So Alabama, let's fix that, please, especially since we ain't getting Tristan Keys since he's going to LSU. We can't let LSU just get all the good players. I'm telling you, just remember these guys' names just because I know these young bulls, man. I just can't wait to see what they do their senior years and how everything go. And one more thing before we get off that, just to show this picture one more time. I didn't tell you this, Tez, and I didn't tell you guys this, but I took that picture at the game. So I feel hyped that Hayes put my picture up there. So I had to confirm that. I said, did I take that one? And I did.
That's what's up, bro.
And shout out to Dylan for always posting the pictures that I take of him, man. So definitely shout out to him and his family.
Facts.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Congrats, man.
Oh yeah,
you can
man. Really, congrats to him, man. I just wanted to throw that out there. Once I confirmed, I got even more hyped about it. I said, man, damn, that is my picture. Bro,
Facts.
shout out to him, man. Now,
Hey, Brinsker,
go ahead.
I watched them kids play, man, last spring against Park Cross. That kid there was a beast.
Mm-hmm.
That kid a monster, man. He took the top out the defense. It wasn't nothing Park Cross can do with him. Like he a freak, a real freak.
Man, he just a leader, man. He just like towards like one of the games that they lost, like he was so pissed off at his teammates just how they were reacting to the end of the game. He said, "This is why we're not gonna win nothing because y'all ain't focused, y'all ain't disciplined, man." He was so pissed off by it. Like, and I just sat over there and smiled, and I'll never forget that because I was like, "Bro, you going places. I promise you are." Because he was just so pissed off because they weren't listening to the coaches and stuff like that after a loss and all that. Like, man, need to focus because he was just so I'm
means
telling
something.
you, he's gonna make Brian Kelly a happy captain. That's why I said the more and more folks get to know him. That's why I said all the top recruiters was talking about this kid heavy when he committed. So that's why I said just keep y'all eyes out for him, man, because he's just gonna keep climbing these recruiting boards. But it's that time. That time for controversy. Good controversy. Good content. We doing the top 5 linebackers and running backs, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and one more recruit. We got 5-star Jordan Edmonds.
Oh yeah.
Crystal ball to us. That would be a major recruit. I love these big tall corners that we getting. And he's out of Georgia.
Sprayberry, right over here, man.
Yeah.
We know
Oh,
that. Well, we know that.
oh, okay. Yeah, man. I seen how he move. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I like him. I like the more I watch him, bro, I'm liking him more. So I just want to get that one out there. But that was it for recruiting. But we're gonna start off with the top 5 linebackers at Alabama ever, and then we're gonna go to top 5 running backs ever at Alabama. So I want to see everybody list. So we can see what you guys think. But whoever want to start first, it don't even matter. Matter of fact, Coach Sean, since you said you did it differently, go ahead.
So before I say this, let me preface my comments by especially my partner Lynn in the chat too. So Lynn, he probably listening. Travis Pennell, hope you in here because I'm gonna reference our partner from our hometown. Listen, man, this is just during my era. Like, I didn't get to see Leroy Jordan, I didn't get to see Woodrow Lowe, I didn't get to see none of those people, right? This is, and when you talk about top 5 linebackers of our top 5, each person's is different. That's what makes this fun. I couldn't just give you a top 5. I told the guys backstage because 2 spots are already gone. I think I'm not opening no surprises when I say Derek Thomas, Cornelius Bennett. Like that's on everybody's list. So I had to go top 5 inside and top 5 outside. So my top 5 inside at number 5, I got Reggie Ragland. Because if you look at the stats, Reggie was right there with all the top linebackers in Alabama. At number 4, no, let me take this back because they got D'Amico as an out. He played outside too his final year at Alabama, but his other years he played inside. So let me start over. My number 5 is Dante Hightower, not Reggie Ragland. I'm sorry, because I got D'Amico. Number 4, I got D'Amico Ryans. Number 3, I got Reuben Foster. Number 2, I got CJ Mosley. And number 1, and it ain't because I know this kid, it's because to me, this kid was the sheriff for the defense. To me, he's still one of the best linebackers to play at Alabama. To me, he enforced the locker room. I know for a fact, as Marcus Johnson, he enforced the locker room, right? Shout out to Tanya, shout out to Chris McClain. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Ted. Right? I know this kid per Travel Panif. You in here, you know what I'm talking about. Rest in peace, Ted. Shout out to my brother Chris McClain. Me and his uncle hanging together. Shout out to his mama Tanya. 12th Street all day. Rolando McClain. Boo. Now think about my top 5 really quickly. Reuben Foster was a thumper, right? He was a thumper, especially his last year, right? All-American, the whole 9. CJ Mosley had 3 seasons of 100 tackles. 3, right? Nobody's done that. CJ Mosley was arguably the best to play here. I put Rolando there because Rolando came at a time when Alabama was not very good. And that boy dominated. I never forget, we played Texas, number 3, whoever the quarterback was, number 3, threw a screen pass to the little running back, and Rolando like to kill him. Broke his face, man. Like to kill him. I'm talking about straight smacked him, bro. Rolando McClain. So I put Reggie there at number 5. That's what I wasn't gonna put D'Amico with the insides. But if you put D'Amico with the insides, that's Dante at 5, D'Amico at 4, Reuben Foster at 3, CJ Mosley at 2, and Boo at number 1. If you take D'Amico out, I put Reggie Ragland at 5, and then we'll go there. That's my inside. I won't go to the outside till everybody else get theirs done.
Okay.
Think about that before y'all go, though. Hightower, Ryans, Foster, Mosley, Rolando McClain.
I don't know why I didn't write that down.
Okay. All right. So
I think I remember off the top of my head.
I got it. If you need me to repeat it, if y'all got a pen, we're gonna compare. Hightower, Ryans, Foster, Mosley, McClain.
And that's from bottom to top.
That's from bottom.
Yeah, inside linebackers.
Boo is my number 1. If you go 1 through 5, is Boo, which is Rolando, CJ Mosley, Reuben Foster, D'Amico Ryans, and Dante Hightower. That's
okay. I got you there.
All right. So I'm gonna go a little bit different way. I'm just gonna go with the overall player. And when I was looking at him, I'm looking at production in college. How does that translate to a pro career? You know what I mean? Did what you learned that, and then your impact on your team and the success of that team at the professional level. Did it carry over? Because you could be a really great college football player and not so good pro. I do, since I'm the OG of the bunch, I do remember Woody Lowe. Okay, watched him play as a kid growing up in Tuscaloosa. Probably watched just about every one of his games he played as a kid. I used to go to all the games. But his collegiate career didn't translate to a stellar professional career. So I couldn't necessarily put him on my list.
But it's strictly college, so it don't even matter.
I know, but I'm just using it as a rationale to say, hey, if you all time, to me, football is relative, man. If you that guy at 6th grade, you that guy at 12th grade, you're gonna be that guy at college, you're gonna be that guy at pro. It just translates a lot of time if you truly that 1%er. So of course I'm going top to bottom. And Derek Thomas, Biscuit, Kniesman, Rolando McClain at 3, CJ at 4. I got Dante Hightower at 5. And honorable mention is D'Amico. And here's another name that might raise some eyebrows because he was a heck of a college player. But the time he did play in the NFL for 4 or 5 years, he was consistently over 100 tackles a year, and that's Rashawn Evans. Okay. Superior athlete, side to side kind of guy. I'm mystified as to why this guy can't stick in the pros. Because he just produces. He produced at Alabama. He came in, controversially speaking, because he came from Auburn, right? And he committed to Alabama. He kind of waited his turn a little bit. When he got on the field, he never got off the field. So and all these guys, what they have in common is you could see they had a prolific impact on the field at the professional level. I mean, they were at the top of their game, not only in Alabama as linebackers, but they were at the top of their game in the NFL. It translated. So that's great. Greatness translates, man. Okay. Uh, and D'Amico is even more so as a coach. Great football minds, superior athletes. Uh, Derek Thomas, Cornelius Bennett, Biscuit, Rolando McClain, C.J. Mosley, Dante Hightower, in my top 5.
It's not a bad list.
Yeah.
It's not a bad list. I can tell you right now, one of my favorite lists right now. I'm not giving mine. It can be somebody else. I'm just talking about Larry Large right now is having a hell of a list right now with this O-line I say O-line, outside linebacker and inside linebackers. So I love what I'm seeing. I'm saving them, man, just so I can show everybody. Even Lens. I love Lens list too. So
I like the way Coach Sean split it up like that, though.
Yeah.
That's tasty, man.
It's too many. It's too many, Coach. It's so many.
I know. I looked at that, man. But the guys that were outside, in terms of prolific careers post Alabama, it didn't translate. They were good
that's
at
why
Alabama. They were good at Alabama, but
that's why I didn't even think about the pros at all. I was just strictly Bama.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I just, I think. I think. I mean, if you great, you great.
Yes.
I don't care if you in the street, you in the backyard playing, or you playing at Arrowhead Stadium. You great.
That's fact. I'm about to say,
if you great, man, I'm not putting a time frame on you. That transcends time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, Jans, Coach Carl, Tez, either one of y'all, who want to go next? If y'all just have strict linebackers, that's fine.
I'll get mine out the way. Go ahead.
I'm riding on the road, Ted, so let me go and get mine.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I'm kind of like Coach Sean, man. I got Rolando McClain, my first one, C.J. Mosley, my number 2. The difference between me and Coach Sean is Dante Hightower. It carried us a long ways until we got a next great linebacker in C.J. Mosley, so I'm going to put Dante Hightower in my 3.
In half a mile, use any lane.
I'm going to do something different that a lot of y'all not really going to pay attention to, because I know Derek Thomas play edge, but DT is my number 4. And now I put Reuben Foster at 5 because DT played edge and linebacker, and he probably Alabama number 1 everything defensive player. So I would put Derek Thomas at the top, but Derek Thomas didn't play specifically linebacker. He played all over the defensive field, but he got a lot of sacks from the linebacker position. So that's kind of like my synopsis on the defensive tackles and the edges and the linebackers, man. Derek Thomas is the cornerstone of Alabama football. So you can't leave him out. I would put Cornelius Bennett in there, but Cornelius Bennett was a defensive end that played outside linebacker. But
I like how you clean that up, man. Because I was about to like, all right now, come on now, listen, like what we doing? But I like how you clean that up. Jans and Ted, either one.
Yeah, I go get mine out the way, man. I didn't separate it. I just did the 5.
Okay.
Yeah, man, y'all making me do this. Derek Thomas, number 1. Cornelius Bennett, number 2. For me, I got Rolando McClain, number 3. Rolando McClain easily could have been number 2 or 3 or 1 on my list. C.J. Mosley at 4. And I got D'Amico Ryans at 5, but before Coach Carl said that, I was wondering, like, can I put Will Anderson on this list?
Yes, I got Will on my outside. Because remember, before you go any farther, it all depends on what defense they was in. If they was in an even front or odd front. He stood up his last year quite a bit. So I kept him as an outside linebacker, not a defensive end.
I think if I can put Will Anderson on this list, I'll put him at 5.
Yeah, I put him with my outside. Facts.
Okay. Jans, what you got for me, my brother? Jans, you there?
Yep, Mike was muted. Had the same situation happen to me. Is what it is.
Yeah, it happened.
Happens every show. I'm gonna piss people off in this chat,
Welcome
guys.
back.
Hold on, let me get ready for chances. Hold on, let me sit back in my seat. Hold on.
Listen. I'm not gonna put Derek Thomas in the conversation. I ain't gonna put Cornelius. Shout out to Cornelius Bennett, the great Buffalo Bill. That's my dad's favorite player. So that kind of part
We
way. So
should
shout out
be
to
in the Hall of
Cornelius, great guy. But listen, I'm not listen. Those are edge rushers, right? Will Anderson is an edge rusher. If the
Right.
majority of your snap count is rushing the quarterback, and you're barely even dropping, no, I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I had this debate a couple weeks ago because we had the list of greatest linebackers, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's like all the all the edge rushers were gone first, and then all the off-ball linebackers were like in the back of the bus. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I can't. I put him in a different category. So we talk about linebackers, of course. Obviously, like I said, I didn't watch the 70s and 80s. I grew up in the 2000s, kind of watching great Bama ball. So I got to put D'Amico Ryans. First defensive player that I think I ever fell in love with in the University of Alabama was a dog during that 05 season when we had a top 5 ranked defense in the country. We just had better quarterback play. That 05 team could have done it, but it is what it is. So I'm going to put him on that list. Number 4 for me, I'm going to put Rashaan Evans, a.k.a. Blade. That dude was a Swiss Army knife. Hybrid player. First couple years at Alabama, first couple years was an edge rusher. They had him like more as an edge rusher, situational pass rusher. Simply just ran, used that dip, and just exploded to making huge, crucial sacks. And I think that's one thing that I think I also have to put over certain players was, did you make key plays that that help kind of transform the university? And so like Rashaan Evans had like every national championship game that we played, he made huge key defining plays. Every one of them, whether it was sacking Deshaun Watson 3 times in those back-to-back national titles, whether it was having that 13 tackle performance and 2 TFL game against Georgia, where Nick Chubb and Sony Michel couldn't do a damn thing. Huge reason why was because he was able to occupy the middle and just able to dominate. I got to put Rashaan Evans. I know he doesn't get that much love. But I got to put him on this list. 3 for me, I got to put Rolando McClain. Dog, just a complete mauler. Helped. I mean, what we saw with 6 national championships, 9 national championship appearances. I mean, that was he helped start it. You know, he was the first huge key linebacker for Nick Saban. So I got to give some respect to Rolando. Number 2 is Dante Hightower. Obvious reasons why I got to put Dante, the first hybrid player in the Nick Saban era, to a point where Bill Belichick took him in the New England Patriots and then gave my Buffalo Bills hell for 10 years when they just kept putting him on the edge. You can put him as an off-ball, and he was like 280 pounds playing as an off-ball linebacker hybrid. He gave me hell, man. Hybrid player, put him in a hybrid defense, made some huge key splashes. Glad 2011, he had the huge moment. So I got to put him on that list. And then let's see, where am I? Number 2.
I think too.
Number two. Okay, so number.
I think he was at 1. I think Dante was your number 2, right? Dante
Yeah, I think so. I lost track.
Yeah, Dante was number 2.
Dante
right?
was number 2, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, I remember because I had D'Amico. Okay, I remember. Yep. So yeah, number 1 is C.J. Mosley, the best coverage linebacker.
Yes, sir.
Best coverage linebacker. I think in
Yeah.
University of Alabama history.
Facts. I could have easily put him at 1 too. That's a fact.
Yeah, he was so rangy, dude. Like he was so rangy. Saban, and this is something I have not seen any other linebacker. And I know some people are pissed off because I don't have Reuben Foster on this list. But listen, Reuben Foster wasn't a great coverage linebacker. He just wasn't. Out of all the linebackers, I think Reuben was the worst. And so even though Reuben was a Swiss Army knife and he was a hard hitter, he was a set tone, he was a tone setter. We got too many tone setters on this list. C.J. Mosley necessarily wasn't a tone setter, but he was just an instinctive animal. So instinctive, but in terms of pass coverage, a guy that can cover tight ends, cover running backs coming out of the backfield. I remember there was a series of plays where they had him kind of cover a slot receiver, just like emergency situations in the slot. I mean, he was our Fred Warner. What Fred Warner is right now in the NFL, that was C.J. Mosley at the University of Alabama, and there has been no other linebacker that I have seen so far that even comes close to what C.J. Mosley was able to do on the field in terms of coverage, eliminating the short to intermediate part of the field. That is key and that is valuable. That made that 2012 defense that much better. And that's why Johnny Manziel is still one of my greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Before he got hurt, Dylan was headed down that same path.
Yeah.
He was. And then then
he was the same kind of guy. And I mean, going back, one guy that's iconic, and I'm dating myself here, is Barry Krause. A lot of guys you guys probably know about him, but Barry Krause was the iconic guy in the goal line stand in the Superdome that won a national championship. He made a tackle.
Penn State.
Penn
State game, yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, those guys I watched when I was, because I'm older than you guys. I see, but again, I didn't put him on my list because he didn't translate to the pros like that. CJ, Rolando, D'Amico, Dante, the game translated to the next level, which means that they're great. Yeah. They never came off the field.
Ruben did too before he off the field.
He was
defense,
he was defensive rookie of the year.
That's a fact.
Right.
That was the only thing that stopped him, bro. Because it definitely wasn't talent.
Yeah,
it definitely wasn't talent.
Yeah.
Just to get my inside linebackers real quick. Number one is, well, I ain't gonna start there. D'Amico Ryans is number 5 for me. I'm gonna say Reuben Foster, number 4. Now this one, number 1 is just it can't change for me because I've seen how great the man was. But this one, I don't know. You can just switch them depending on how I feel that day. Either Dante Hightower or CJ Mosley. Love them both. And CJ the same age as me. Shout out to him. Dante ain't nothing but a year older than me. So around that time, especially with one of my partners going to the University of Alabama during that time from that 09 to 2023, he said, not 23, 2013, he said, man, it was like no other. It was like no other. Like you were just expecting championships, and we won 3 championships during that time. So he got to experience 3 national championships in college. But number 1, man, it's just the best, man. He stopped himself from being a Hall of Fame linebacker in the NFL. That's Rolando McClain. That one pisses me off every time because I was like, bro, I have never seen a prototypical linebacker. He's going to get after it every time, man. That's a dog, man. Still love him to this day. I don't think nobody will. I thought Dylan was going to be that guy for me because he was just, but it's all good.
I want to give some love if we got an honorable mention and say if this guy has stayed healthy. Let me tell you something. See, when I thought about my list, I thought about I hear all y'all to make great points. But when I thought about the middle linebacker spot, I thought about gap integrity. Who gonna come up and smack you? Who ain't gonna be like toe and tackle you with the eyes closed? I thought about people like that, and that's why I put Ruben above Dante. Because when I think of Dante, his year with Rolando, he was like Dante's Robin to Rolando's Batman. You know what I mean? And then the next year when he got hurt at Arkansas, to me, Ruben's final season, right, was equivalent of any linebacker we've had. True, like Coach Jay said, he was susceptible in the intermediate pass. But when you talk about running the football, that 7-man box, Ruben wasn't having it, right? And I got 3 Buckers winners on my starting 5, I might add. Three Buckers winners, Rolando, Ruben, and CJ Mosley. But I want to give major love to Marvin Constant, because if Marvin, to those of you that don't remember Marvin, sure, we had more athletic linebackers like Rashaan Evans that would call for today, right? In today's spread. But when you talk about football back then, when they was lining up in the eye, coming downhill,
right,
all that finesse was out the window. You needed somebody gonna get in there and thump. I'm talking about thump. You know, if you can't make the tackle, they always taught you to destroy the lineman that's pulling first, that's coming through the gap first. You destroy him, blow him up, as they call it, right? Marvin Constant would hurt himself to hurt you. That boy would hard hitters and thumpers, Reggie, Marvin, Ruben, Rolando. Marvin Constant would have been right there, bro. I'm telling you, that boy was Marvin now didn't look like Marvin then. Marvin now by 220, 230. Marvin back then by 245, 250. Solid with straight blitz you, bro. He just got hurt. Injuries kind of robbed him. Yeah. I challenge everybody that's an Alabama fan. Go Google Marvin Constant. That's on Bama Standard. That boy was listen. He didn't play no games coming downhill. If you was that guard pulling first or fullback, bruh, you might get ready. You had it was on.
He had that mentality, man.
It was on.
He had the mentality. He had a middle linebacker mentality.
Facts,
in the old 4-3 days, when guys are running all that ISO stuff, man.
ISO stuff, yes,
man. You don't want to see him. He gonna get those bad intentions every time. Marvin Constant, and Bama wasn't winning back. Marvin Constant.
That's a fact.
That's why he don't get a lot of love, man. But man, go back and watch that boy, man. And he would eat you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and
yes,
then
he would.
Okay, all right.
Look, Coach Al. That's back when they wore them spats. Remember them old spats? Them spatted up. For y'all, those of y'all don't know what spat is. That's when you lean. You know about them spats. That's back when they used the Larry Laws. That's back when they used to tape the cleats and the ankles all the way up.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Spat it up, as we call it, spat it up. Man, Marvin used to be out there spat it up, boy. I'm talking about thumping. The big old thick face mask and them big old TRX shoulder pads.
Yeah, right.
It was huge.
I don't know how they ran those things, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Marvin Constant, man.
I didn't want to get talk about just go down. I saved a lot of folks list. Lynn, of course, I think DT without a doubt is the greatest, the foundation of Alabama football, like Jan said. Like, that's the guy, man. Rest in peace to DT. Leroy Jordan, of course, I never seen, but
Dwayne
of course,
Rudd is another name.
Dwayne Rudd, he made my honorable mention.
Y'all didn't know about Dwayne Rudd, man. He was one of the first big linebackers in Marvin and McCants.
That's definitely honorable mention.
Those guys, man, they just, but we wasn't winning big time back then. So, but I come through that era, so me and Lynn probably can have some long conversations.
Definitely got a shout out to this man, because I don't know what the hell the NFL is doing, and I'm gonna stand on that ledge and scream it out to him. Cornelius Bennett needs to be in the NFL Hall of Fame. I don't know how you win a Defensive Player of the Year, make a lot of first team All Pros, made Pro Bowls.
Right.
It's so many accolades not made the Hall of Fame. It's so many guys that don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, like Deion Sanders said. Shout out to Coach Prime. Like, this ain't the Hall of Good. This is a Hall of Fame. So, and I'm glad that he said that, and it ended off with C.J. Mosley and Rolando McClain. This is not a bad list, Lynn.
Yeah.
Larry Large.
E.J. Jr. was another name out there we want to toss as an outside.
Hey, man, throw out the names. We love them. Mosley, McClain, McCants, Foster, and Oden.
Derek Oden. That's back in '92.
I
was a kid then. Derek Oden. Lemansky Hall. Lemansky, I went to A&M with his sister Tiffany.
Lemansky,
Shout out to Lemansky.
Shout out to your
sister Tiffany too. A&M grad with the A&M with her. Reason why I didn't put them on there, Derek was a thumper. Now, you talking about thumpers? Yes. Derek Oden could have easily made my list. Lemansky, if you remember, was a safety that they transitioned to middle linebacker, number 11, right?
Very agile guy.
Yeah, them guys was thumpers back then. Facts.
And then to end it off, and two names, and I'm glad that actually three names, Larry Large, but of course, DT, got Cornelius Bennett, got my boy Anderson on here, who we did not mention.
I did. He on my list.
He's outside linebacker. Yeah.
I don't know how we didn't mention Courtney Upshaw.
He on my list. He on my list. He on mine.
Oh, I'm looking at it right here. It's right behind it. My fault. Yep, it's right there. So and Hall. I'm trying to think of who was all.
Lemansky.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what-
okay.
I
You
put
know
Tim
one.
Williams over Lemansky.
Yeah.
You know, one player that we probably would, we all probably would say does not deserve to be on this list, but I'm gonna give him some admiration because he was a true leader and the only starter linebacker with 3 national championships, man. That's Nico Johnson. Like Nico doesn't get a lot of love, man,
Yep.
for what he was able to
Yeah.
do in the locker room,
Yeah,
especially on that 2012 team, man. But yeah, he
Facts.
wasn't again. He wasn't the most athletic.
man.
Wasn't
Yeah.
wasn't the
You,
thumper.
you guys not even talking about our current D line coach, Roach.
Yeah, Freddie Roach.
I think D'Amico overshadowed him because he played with D'Amico. They was
Right.
Yeah.
I think D'Amico. Freddie was a killer though. Don't get it
He
wrong.
was.
Freddie
He,
was.
he
A,
was. Yeah.
he was a
yeah,
thumper.
Yeah. Yeah,
He was a
that.
thumper, bro.
Now,
Matt Wilson.
Are we putting
Mac
Trey
Wilson.
Priest on this list?
I
No.
wasn't a big
No.
fan of Matt,
I
man.
don't think
Until
so, man.
Matt changed my mind like towards the end. Like towards the end, Matt started to
Wilson.
change my mind.
Yeah.
Shout out straight out of Carver in Montgomery,
Yeah.
Alabama.
That 2019 season ruined it for that. No, I'm sorry. That 2018 season ruined it for me. I'm sorry. Like I was
Yeah.
about to do it until I saw that the back end of that 2018 season. I'm like, oh no, can't do it. Can't do it.
Now, this is where the fun really begins. That was fun right there. I'm glad that you did it that way, Coach Sean, because that had everybody just talking about names.
Yeah.
Yeah, even names I'm gonna have to look up because it's a few names I didn't know, so I definitely gotta look them up. But this is the fun part right here.
This
Well,
is very tough for me. Let me say that.
I know we all gonna have different of
Man.
opinion. I know we all gonna have maybe somebody list gonna be similar, but I doubt it. Top 5 running backs.
Can I go
need-
first so I can get mine out the way?
Oh, please. Whoever want to get that
Man.
smoke first.
Damn, Coach Sean, I believe you
And
gonna
start,
steal
and
mine.
don't
I
start
want
with
to go
one.
first.
Start at 5 and
Hey,
work.
hey, Coach Carl.
Matter of fact, if you have any honorable mention the honorable mentions first before you get
Okay.
to it. So
Coach Carl, shout out to Kenneth Darby who called. Kenneth, love you to death, man. You my broski. Listen, Coach Carl, I think we're gonna have something different though, Coach Carl. My honorable mention, and this is just me. Let me preface why, because everybody gonna be like, why? When you start doing running backs, right? Coach Al, Coach Carl, Coach Jay, all y'all know everybody's carries was different. They played in different eras. Like KD had more, people don't know this, but KD had more carries than Derrick Henry. KD had 700 some carries at Bama. Derrick Henry only had 602. So, or 620. No, 602. I was right. So when you comparing eras, the only thing I take from it is the average. So whether you had 100 carries or 400 carries or 700 carries, the average is still the average of what it was, right?
Mhm.
So my honorable mention is TJ Yeldon, Eddie Lacy, and my brother Kenneth Darby. You know what I'm saying? Love all them, right? That's my honorable mention. They was awesome. They could have easily been on this list.
Yep.
Number 5, Bobby Humphrey. You know what I mean? This kid, 2-time All-American, averaged 5.6 yards a carry. Marlon's daddy. All-purpose, 3,000 some odd yards. You know, when everybody knew he was gonna get the ball, he still done his thing in an era where front 7 play was what it was. It was not for the faint of heart, man, back then. With no spread offense back then, you know. Number 4, the all-time leading rusher at Alabama. Got to put him on here. He's number 4. Now he's this low because he had 3 years of carries, right? 2 full starters and 1 backup to Josh and Damian. Najee Harris, leading rusher at Alabama with 3,843 yards. Najee's number 4. Number 3 with 727 carries, which is a lot of carries, average 4.9 yards a carry. Sean Alexander. He's number 3. Number 2, probably my favorite running back in all-time history at Alabama, Mark Ingram, the Heisman Trophy winner, kind of catapulted Alabama to being good again. You know, it came a point in time where Mark would tote that rock, had Trent backing him up, of course. But you got to put the Heisman Trophy, you know, if best is best, you got to put Mark up there at number 2. And for me, the number 1 running back to play at Alabama, My brother Sherman Williams too should have been on this list. But the number one running back at Alabama, only 2 years of starting. So his stats equal some backs who had 3 seasons to do this. You know, he didn't play a lot his first year. He didn't play a lot. You know, Oklahoma game, he came out and did well. But this kid averaged 6 yards a carry, bro. 6, right? 602 carries, had more yards than practically anybody. He right there behind Najee, you know what I mean, on 2 seasons, right? 35-91 to Najee's 38-43. And that is King Henry, Derrick Henry. So 5, Bobby Humphrey, 4, Najee Harris, 3, Sean Alexander, 2, Mark Ingram, and 1, Derrick Henry.
I already hear controversy already.
But everybody's reasons is different.
I'm not even going to tell you who I have controversy because
I want to know. I want y'all to give me all the smoke on why.
I'm writing it down.
You can't put Eddie Lacy because Eddie Lacy only had that one good season.
I'm not worried about Eddie. I'm not worried about Eddie.
TJ Yeldon, stat-wise, could be there.
Wait, bro.
Saran Stacy.
You gotta let me go, man. You gotta let me do this list. I'm gonna draw a
Go
lot
ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
I might piss off Coach Sean, but
Yes.
I am gonna do it. Number 5. At number 5, I'm gonna put Sean Alexander at number 5. For 10 years, he was my favorite NFL player, greatest Madden game of all time, Madden 07. He's on the cover on, of course, MVP. So I love.
Hold on, Jay. Let me interrupt you for 3 seconds.
Yep.
I didn't take NFL in none of my logic.
Oh no. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You good?
Yep. But Sean made me like he was the first player that made me go back and watch college highlights. I got into college. You can say Sean Alexander is the reason why I got into college football. Back when I was like 6-7 years old, and when YouTube, when they first started. But I'm gonna put him at number 5. Number 4, I'm gonna give respect to Najee Harris, career leading rusher. Had consistent years, played 4 years, pretty big contributor. I'm gonna give respect to Najee Harris at number 4. That's the controversial one. You can easily swap them out if you want to, but that's the controversial figure. Okay, this is where things are gonna get tough because someone is, a very important key player is not gonna be on this damn list. So it is what it is. But number 3, I'm gonna put. I keep switching it, but I'm putting Mark Ingram at number 3. Heisman Trophy winner, had a fantastic 2009 season. I would have put him up higher, a little bit higher, but I think 3 is exactly where I'm at right here. So here we go, top 2. Coming in at number 2, I gotta put Tracy. I almost switched it up. I gotta put Trent Richardson at number 2, and I keep changing this. But this is the one thing that I think that I have to factor. Trent carried that offense to a national championship. That's the reason why I got to put him at number 2. He carried the team to a national championship. I can't say that about the others. Mark Ingram won the Heisman, but remember, he shared the backfield. He shared that backfield with Trent. And both those, literally either one of them were good enough where if you could have just handled the mantle, both of them would. I think both of them could have won the Heisman. Could have been in Heisman conversations. The only reason why Trent didn't get the carries was because Trent was a freshman. That's the only reason why. But Trent had the better game in the national championship. And then, but that 2011 year, I don't care what people say. Of course, you had Robert Griffin III. He ended up winning the Heisman Trophy. But I'm sorry, he didn't deserve it. It should have went to Trent. Trent carried a team to a national championship win. AJ McCarron was god awful. People don't want to say it because he's the darling here, right? 3 national championships, 2-1 here. He sucked that year. Kevin Norwood and Marquise Mays was our best receivers. Michael Williams was a great blocking tight end, but he was our best receiving threat. Like, we had a great offensive line. 2012 was even way better. I still think it's the greatest offensive line in history. People want to say the COVID year. I say 2012. But Trent, what he did against 6 top 10 defenses that we played against that year. People forget 2011 SEC. That might have been the best year ever in terms of SEC record. 6 top 10 defenses we played that year, and Trent Richardson mauled it. The worst game you can say he had that year was the game of the century where he had 150 all-purpose yards, 20 carries, 96 yards against a top 5 defense of all time. So I'm sorry, I got to put Trent at number 2, and then number 1 is Derrick Henry, the second running back to carry a team to a national championship. Because Jacob Coker wasn't bad, he was better than McCarron, but you think about what he also had Calvin Ridley. See, I might see this is why I keep switching it, because the more and more I'm talking, I'm like, wait a minute, 2016.
Exactly. I did that with Trenton Mark. I got Trent / Mark. I got both of them on there. Mark went to Heisman, so I went with Mark.
We get him somewhere.
Facts.
Yeah, but Derek's year. Well, we were. A lot of people thought that we were on the deathbed because we ended up losing Ole Miss back-to-back years. Shout out to Chad Kelly. Shout out to Buffalo legend Chad Kelly. But we ended up losing, those back-to-back games, and everyone thought we were on the deathbed. No, but Derrick Henry carried that offense to a national championship, 2,200 and 300 rushing yards. Stanford fans are still crying about Christian McCaffrey not winning the Heisman to this day, and they can still cry about it because the Heisman's not coming home. So yeah, but Derrick Henry, greatest rushing season of all time at the University of Alabama, was a freight train that particular year. I still blame Nick Saban for both of our Sugar Bowl losses, because I have no idea why Derrick Henry had less than 15 carries in both those games, but it is what it is. Derrick Henry's number 1.
Hey man, this is
okay.
Oh my God! Yes, I'm loving this.
I got some controversy. Okay, I got some controversy. All right, so see, there's a lot of agreement here about top guy. But one guy nobody's talked about, and I'm not going to talk about his stats. I'm just going to, his impact on the game when he was at Alabama was noticeable, and where he came from was out of nowhere. And my rationale, again, I'm going to go to how does the game translate to the next level, which is the pinnacle of the sport. If you're great, you're great, and your trajectory tend to ascend. So I'm not going to deviate from. I'll go from top to bottom. Derrick Henry, obviously, you can see he's still doing it. He's broken through glass ceiling at 30 years old and just killed. Yeah,
facts.
I truly remember when Sean Alexander was number 2, because you knew he was getting the rock. You knew he was going off tackle. You knew they was going to pitch it and toss it. And you still couldn't tackle it. Okay. He had that breakaway speed. He would make the first guy miss. He could make you miss in the hole, and he could run over you, and he could run away from you. And he was never hurt. He was always, as a running back, to take that many hits, knowing you'll get the ball, and you never. And guess what? They wasn't chunking it all over the field. They was running the pro set, ISO kind of stuff. So he's my definite. And then another guy who I truly love, same kind of dude, just don't get a lot of love, was Bobby Humphrey. He's my number 4.
Yes,
my number
sir.
3.
Bobby Humphrey was that dude.
He went to the Broncos and was just that guy at the NFL. Again, it translates. And that was my rationale. That was my rationale for this list. Yeah, you could be great in college, but you could be a Phil Ford or Bobby Hurley. You just don't translate to the next level. Okay, that means you're great in college, but you're not great at pro. If you're great at Pee Wee, middle school, high school, college, and pro. You're great. That's my rationale. Behind Bobby was Mark Ingram, just a straight dog. He is who he is, a bulldog. Again, it translated to the pros. Now, my number 5. This is where the controversy begins.
Whoa.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage at number 5, Josh Jacobs. Okay.
Man, I forgot about Josh, man.
Not a bad one.
But I have my lights.
I'm gonna tell you something. I was at the Orange Bowl when Bama played Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And Josh Jacobs destroyed that safety when he came up on him. And you don't want none of this smoke, man. And to me, Nick Saban should have started Josh Jacobs over Damian Oldham. He was the best guy, but he made a difference with our offense. He was the number 3 guy who was probably the best guy in the backfield. Okay, but Nick stayed true to his hierarchy, his lineage. So to me, when you look at his trajectory, he's having a pro career that's stellar. And so that's my top five. And a lot of people say, why you put Najee and why you put Trent? They got my honorable mention. Okay. So Najee and Trent are my honorable mention because Trent, his game didn't translate to the pro level. He was outstanding in college. He was a physical specimen, a freak. But for whatever reason, it just didn't translate to the next level. I don't know why. Maybe he just got with the wrong team or whatever or something, but he just never, so Josh Jacobs is my number five.
Woo.
Okay. Coach Carr said he running into
That's for you, my running back brother.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Coach
Yeah,
Sherman.
he played running back.
I know. I ain't never
And
say your man, man. I ain't
that's
never say your man, but I think you got some Josh in you. Okay.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, I
like that
got
for
some
everybody.
smoke for him in a minute, man, because I still can't get over it. He ain't even mentioned the man in his list. I was like, oh. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was just thinking along. It's so many, bro.
Yeah.
Trent, my boy. Josh, my boy. TJ, yeah,
Yeah.
and I used to love TJ. It's
Oh,
just so many, bro.
By
Katie,
the way, I didn't mention my boy Kenyon Drake.
Kenyon.
I watched him since he
He
was
just
12
couldn't
years
stay
old.
healthy.
That's just the
You
only thing. He
know,
That's
just
what
couldn't stay
sucked. He
healthy.
just couldn't stay
Yeah,
healthy.
I mean,
facts.
I should be sure Kenyon may be watching this. Kenyon, I'm sorry, man. Coach Al loves you. You know that. You know that, man. You
Yeah,
know that. But from a talent standpoint,
yeah,
he was right there.
yeah.
And he had a
That
really
boy was
good pro
different.
career, man. He had a really good pro career, man.
Yeah,
So yeah. Sorry, Kenyon. I'm sorry, man. When you see me, dap me up. We'll see you.
yes,
We
sir.
still down, man.
Well, yeah, Carl.
Oh yeah, he said he on the road. He got a terrible sickness, so I'm gonna read
Okay.
off. Yeah,
Oh man, I
he
was
wrote it.
looking at that. I was
I
looking
was looking
forward
forward
to
to seeing what
that.
Coach Claus said.
He
Yeah,
said
Coach
got
Carlin. Hey,
he,
Jens, you got some competition with your rant, man. Because when Coach Carl get on the road, oh, bruh,
oh yeah,
Hold on,
he
I
gonna
think
get
he
none of
put
that
his.
smoke, man.
yeah. He put it in the back check.
No,
Okay, you.
we heading to ATL, man. Got going to
Coach,
Georgia Tech in the morning with on the coaching conference. So
oh, we got you.
I got a bunch of coaches in the truck, so and then kind of loud, I can't talk.
Oh no, you
Yeah.
good. I'm about to say you got it, Coach Shannon, if you want.
But yeah, like I said, man, my number one is Derrick Henry. It don't matter what day, what time, what month it is. It's just Derrick Henry, man.
Man, what
That dude
planet?
was a freak of nature. He killed everything that came his way. When he got the touches, you couldn't stop him. So that's my number one. My number two is Mark Ingram. First Heisman Trophy winner ever Alabama. You got to give the kid respect. So it's all
Yeah.
about Mark Ingram. Before Derrick Henry was Mark Ingram. And before Mark Ingram was Sean Alexander. So Sean Alexander sit at three with me. Mine four is Bobby. Bobby Humphrey is the old school guy. He did it. Basically everything Alabama man that's ever. It came down with me, but the last one came down with me. It was kind of like crazy though. Like I wanted to say, I really wanted to say Trent Richardson at four. I put it in the chat at four, but I think Trent Richardson more like Mark Ingram. They should have been up there right with Mark Ingram within 2, 3, 4. But Bobby was a cornerstone of football back in those days.
Yes, sir.
So I can't
Right.
put Trent before Bobby with a 1 year sample size when Bobby had three. So
That's
I
right.
just swapped that around and put Trent at five. I wanted to put
Facts.
Trent slash Najee Harris because Najee, like Coach Sean said, the all-time leading rusher at Alabama. But I had to put Najee in my honorable mention. But I put him down there with Derrick Lassie. A lot of folks don't pay attention to Derrick Lassie. Derrick Lassie was actually the first Kenyon Drake Alabama had because
Yeah. He just did
he
it for
put it.
one year though.
He was just that 1 year, but that 1 year man was
Snap.
Mhm.
Yeah.
spectacular. Like 1 year
Hey,
was
Yeah.
you
spectacular.
want to talk
Him
about
and
Kerry
him
Gould
and
then?
yeah, Henry. I mean,
You want to
yeah,
talk
but
about him?
him and Sherman Williams in the backfield together was shit
Yeah.
unstoppable.
Chris Anderson. Yeah. See, I
So
think Trent was better than Najee Harris. I just do. That's just me.
yeah,
But
Trent was
Najee,
better than Nigel because
Yes.
Trent had to do it without without their legitimate passing game. Him and Mark Inglewood did it without their legitimate passing attack.
Right.
Nigel had a passing attack his senior year with Matt Jones.
Right.
He had a
That's right.
passing attack that took him over the line. Like
3 first
that
round
passing,
receivers too.
that
That's right.
passing attack put Nigel in
Right.
the rim. But shit, you can't really focus on the running back when you gotta focus on these guys. You got Henry Rowe, Jerry Judah, Vontae Smith, Jalen Waller, shit,
Yeah,
John
4.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
Like you gotta focus on their passing game, and then Najee was the benefit of that running game. That's why I left him out of the top 5 because he benefit for that stellar offensive passing game. Derrick
I
Henry
just can't
got a
stand
passing
seeing a
attack.
big back like Najee that do all that juking stuff. Can you imagine if you 6'2", 230 and run like Josh Jacobs? Najee, if that was Najee on that
Yeah.
safety, he would have jumped over him.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? He
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
gonna lower the
If
shoulder and
Right.
if
Right.
Josh
yeah. So,
Jacob was 6'2", oh my lord.
facts.
Mhm.
And before you go, Ted, yeah, Lynn, I understand we using just Coach Saban mostly, but I highly doubt I think any of those guys with Coach Bryant would jump these guys any day. Out of all the guys that we named, from Sean Alexander to Derrick Henry to
I
Martin.
remember Saran Stacy,
Saran
Yeah.
Stacy. Yeah. Right.
Bobby,
Kerry Gould.
Kerry
Hurt his knee. Yeah.
Gould.
Yeah.
I just don't think Leon, I don't believe
I don't
them
know.
guys was awesome. Like Saran was awesome. Rest in peace to Saran. I didn't see Johnny Musso. I don't remember
I
him,
saw
but
him.
I saw Saran.
He ran about a 4.8.
I just
Nah.
don't think, when I think it's Saran today with a 7-man box, I just don't know he's better than Derrick or Trent or now Bobby was a little different. Bobby was a little taller. Bobby about 6'2",
Yeah. About
you know.
6'1", 6'2", about 195, 205.
Yeah, man, that
Can
dude was.
run.
Yeah, but he wasn't under Coach Bryant.
Had great
I
That's
only,
balance.
right. He was on Ray Perkins, wasn't it?
Yep,
Right.
yeah, he
only,
was-
only,
Yeah.
only person
That's
I
right.
can see from back in that era, man, that can actually compete with D-Boy in this era would be Johnny Musso. Johnny Musso was fast and physical.
I don't
Nah,
remember him.
man, he's like an option.
He didn't have
Man.
he didn't have a whole lot of twitch in him, but he was just straight up the gut go, and he was real physical
I
and
don't
fast.
They
remember
was
him.
running
He
an
about the
option
only
though,
one I
man.
can see that can compete with these guys
But-
with all their footwork, their skill, the reading them front side and back side
Coach
gaps.
Carr.
Like
Coach Carr, Musso was in an option offense. Okay, they ran a wishbone. Okay,
Flex
so
and all that.
no, it was a wishbone, straight up
The
wishbone.
true wishbone. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it had the tearaway jerseys too.
Yeah,
Okay?
oh man.
And,
Okay.
and so
yeah, he was a straight wishbone running
you know,
back. So
yeah. So
Okay.
to me, he fit the system, but again, his game did not translate to the next level. Okay,
no, he didn't transfer
Yeah.
to the pros, but we talking straight college football.
I
Yeah,
know that's my rationale.
straight
Great
college
team.
football, it'll be Johnny
Great-
Musso, but I just don't. I really like you put him in this day and age. I don't see his game translate to this day and age like these guys had evolved over time, and with the schemes
only
of
guy-
offense, the schemes of defense, and now I just
guy
can't
would
see no
say-
guy from that day and age being able to compete.
Wilbur Jackson could do it.
Oh yeah, I seen highlights of dude.
Wilbur Jackson had the size and the speed that he had a decent NFL career too. He had the size and speed. He played for. He wore number 80, I think. He played in the backfield. I watched probably most of his games at Alabama. Okay, so I could definitely see with these eyes what a guy looks like on the field. Okay.
Ted,
Yeah.
the only op on here. What's your opinion on these Alabama running backs, man?
They
Bo Jackson.
So I just did this by the running backs that we didn't want to see. So I didn't go back that far because I didn't see some of these running backs. But I'm gonna go with Sean Alexander as 5, Heisman Trophy winner, was the face of Alabama football when I was like in high school growing up. Right, he was the player that was like Sean Alexander. Everybody knew him. Najee Harris at number 4. physical specimen, particularly probably like the last couple of years when he was under Sarkisian. They got him the ball in a whole bunch of different ways. You knew they was gonna find a way to get him the ball. They couldn't do nothing about it. Number 3, I got Trent Richardson. Trent Richardson was the first. I ain't gonna say the first, but when it comes to Alabama running backs that I looked at as an Auburn fans, like they don't want to tackle this dude. Like just physically was abusing as a running back. Then you got to go with Mark Henry, of course, the season he had, Heisman Trophy winner. And then everybody number 1 probably the same. Derrick Henry.
Mark Henry?
No, Mark Ingram. Mark Henry is a wrestler.
I'm about to say the wrestler. We had the wrestler on our team.
I don't know. You give him the rock, he might be able to pick up, you know what I'm saying, 3 or 4 yards. But Mark Ingram, and then number 1 is Derrick Henry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what else? What do you need to say about that dude? He's still, all you gotta do is turn on the TV, come NFL season, you'll see it. It's still happening.
Yeah.
No love for Eddie. No love for Eddie Lacy.
Eddie Lacy was a problem, man.
Eddie is honorable mention.
The spin move.
Hey, Brinsker, I'm gonna play devil advocate.
Okay.
Since we force you to do that, let me ask you a question. What
Uh-oh.
is your all-time favorite Auburn running back? Your
Go
top
top
5
5.
Auburn.
Easy.
My
Give me your
all-time.
top 5.
My all-time favorite. Top 5. Okay, 1 is Bo Jackson.
Give me your
we
favorite
got to put
5.
him in there. Let's see. Bo Jackson.
Trey Mason.
Trey Mason is probably
Do he make the list?
probably number 2 on my list, man. As far as my
Mason?
favorite,
He was a dog.
as far as my favorite running back,
Steven
Okay.
Jackson.
Watching him run
I mean,
the ball.
Stephen. What's his
Davis.
name? Stephen
Uh,
Davis.
Stephen Davis is on that list.
You
Cadillac.
still who you
Cadillac?
forgot? Cadillac and running Brown.
Cadillac is probably number 3. Ronnie
Played-
Brown is
all
probably
those
number 4.
And don't forget about Joe.
You said number 4. So Cadillac 3, Running Brown number 4.
Ronnie Brown, number 4? Really?
Yeah, Cadillac,
Who's
Ronnie
number 2?
Brown, because they almost is Cadillac and Ronnie Brown is almost like you got to put them. They should be 1. That should count for 1 running back.
Man, give
I
me
did that
Cadillac.
on my list, so that's a spoiler.
You know what I mean?
I don't understand.
But
cheated on
okay, if I got to get a 5, man, my favorite. See, this is different because y'all all time versus my favorite. Like I could go. Kenny Irons was a good guy. My guy Brad Luster was a great running back.
Brad Lester,
Ontario McCaleb was fast as lightning. Like Michael Dyer had a great freshman season under Cam Newton.
Michael Dyer was good.
Yeah.
But is this favorite or best? Which one?
That's what I'm trying to think. That's the question.
What about James?
Yeah,
Brooks?
I asked him what his
James Brooks.
all-time
Who's
favorite.
two then?
James Brooks. I
Top
forgot
5
about Brooks.
James Brooks, man.
Favorite, my second favorite running back is probably Trey Mason. I was a Trey Mason fan. He probably not up there on nobody's all time. This at number 2, but
No, but who you got at 2?
Forgot
You
about
said you
Boston.
got Kelly. I know you said you got Bo at 1. You got
So you
Cadillac
got
at
Bo in 1. You got Trey Mason, Cadillac, running
Cadillac's
Brown,
probably
who
number
else?
2.
Who was 5?
If you're talking about all time, it's probably Bo Jackson, Cadillac Williams, Ronnie Brown. Then
Trey
I'll
Mason.
probably go
James
Trey Mason.
Brooks
And
don't make the top 3, man.
Stephen Davis don't make it?
James
Stephen
Brooks.
Davis, but I ain't really watching.
Exactly. You got
I'm trying
you
to
got
stay
Stephen
within my
Davis.
age group.
you got Tank. Like y'all ain't thinking about your boy Tank. Your boy
Tank
Tank
Bigsby.
carried Auburn for 4 damn
Hey man,
years
when you
straight.
have so many great running backs, it's tough to narrow it down to 5.
He
Well,
talking
y'all
about,
running backs ain't our running backs. Y'all running backs ain't our
Was
running
he?
backs.
And then a lot of them were just great for like a short period of time. You know, you talking about all time, you got to look at longevity. You know,
outside of Bo Jackson, Cadillac the best running back y'all never had.
yeah, I agree with that.
If you use Coach Al's logic by translation, you know,
To the
transition.
NFL. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why he brought up Tank. You know, Tank can be in that conversation too, depending on how his NFL career continue to prosper.
Yeah, I played high school ball against Cadillac. That boy.
Yeah, Lynn said William Andrews, Stephen Davis. I used to play with on the
Stephen
video, man.
Yeah, that
Right.
big rascal.
Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon Jacobs.
Brandon Jacobs.
Brandon Jacobs wasn't Brandon Jacobs at Auburn.
Yeah, I barely
It
remember.
didn't take him but a year to become Brandon Jacobs. When he
Oh, I
went to
know,
Clemson.
but he wasn't.
He just
Brandon
didn't get on the
Jacobs
field.
the
I
Giants,
believe.
not Brandon Jacobs. If y'all had Brandon Jacobs on Auburn, like Brandon Jacobs was on the Giants, undeniably, y'all would have won the national championship.
Yeah, you don't know till you give him the opportunity. He went to
You
a
right.
school, he got the opportunity, he balled out. He couldn't get on the field. That much for us.
Man, but this is my top 5. And I cheated on my first off, honorable mention to all the guys, TJ, Eddie, Drake, who else got Upchurch, Coffee, Glenn Coffee.
Still got to think about Sharman Williams there last year.
Sherman.
There last
Yeah, all the guys, man. But this, I'm gonna start off with 5, and 5 is actually a picture because I got to meet him at the Senior Bowl.
Bobby.
And he was you can see how happy I was. I was extremely happy.
That boy was good, man.
And this man, and Tez can vouch for this. This man was acting like my uncle, and I was his nephew.
I thought y'all knew each other.
I swear, you would have thought he knew me. Said, man, where do I know you from? It just showed me major love, man. Shout out to him. And I told him, I was like, hey, man, my dad watched you, and I watched your son. And we're just cracking up laughing, man. Great man. I know my dad loved him and heard a lot of stories about him. So,
and he grew up in the hood.
A man's man.
Don't be fooled.
Oh yeah. I love Bobby Humphrey. He definitely climbed up on my list, but I already had him there already. 4, I got Najee. Everything about Najee was just like Najee can literally do it all. I just wish Najee ran more of a power back sometimes. Like, bro, you're not. You just use your size, man. You are that guy, and hopefully Jim Harbaugh would get a lot out of him with the Chargers, because I don't know what the Steelers were doing sometimes. But this guy right here was the reason I started watching Alabama football as a young kid. Still pissed off at Tom Brady. This when I got introduced by Tom Brady when we lost in the Orange Bowl to the goddamn Michigan Wolverines. I still get pissed off about that game more than a lot of games. Sean Alexander, I love everything about Sean Alexander. Should be in the Hall of Fame. And I will repeat, should be in the Hall of Fame. NFL need to stop tripping. Stats line up. Nobody has more touchdowns than this man. I think Sean ought to play like 7 years in the NFL. And the stats, what he put up in 7 years, over 100 touchdowns, 10,000 yards. Come on, man. That's unbelievable.
Them facts he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Facts.
Say that again.
That's a dumb facts he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, man.
You're going to put Terrell Davis in there for that saying. You're going to need to put Sean Alexander in there.
And he has an MVP. He got a lot of stuff to back up his. TD got an MVP and 2 Super Bowls. But yeah.
The years, as far as the stats in the years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But these two together, man. Oh, and definitely honorable mention too. I seen Lynn put in the chat, Jahmyr Gibbs. Gibbs is definitely in there. Honorable mention. But Mark and Trent, man, they just go together, man. I just can't separate them, man. That was freshman year of college. My first national championship I actually seen. The other one happened when I was 1. So, of course, I can't count that. But this is the actual one I sat there and seen with my own eyes with guys my age. So, I loved everything about this team. One of my favorite Alabama teams of all time. So, Mark and Trent, I couldn't separate them. And that's what I got pissed off about Coach Sean about, because he didn't even have Trent on this list. I was like, come on, man.
But I did. Trent and Mark, I figured I had to pick one, because of the Heisman. But if you look on my list, I got them / Mark and Trent on my list.
Yeah. That's what I did with Cadillac and Running Brown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
true, true.
It's hard to separate them, man, because
Yes,
they was a dynamic duo, man. Because one come
Yes.
off with another one coming, bro. And Trent
Facts.
was everything freshman year. And of course, the man, the MVP, the future Hall of Famer. The man is literally one Super Bowl away, just one. He probably don't even need a Super Bowl to already have his career. But the man is literally one Super Bowl away from having the greatest running back football life ever. Derrick Henry, from high school to college to the NFL. The man has literally been the best at every single level.
Yeah.
And most running backs cannot say that. Literally at every single level. One of few that can say that. So, future Hall of Famer, King Henry.
Hey, Brinsky,
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry is a modern day Jim Brown.
That's a fact.
Period. Jim Brown, when he came on the scene, was a big guy that was outrunning small guys and running over linebackers. He just didn't have Derrick Henry's stiff arm.
Yeah.
But seriously, go back
Yeah.
and watch some of the Jim Brown stuff, man. He was a freak of nature, man. He was just a freak, man. And he's a great athlete. But their styles, the running styles, are very similar.
And I want to thank DeMarco Murray for letting Derrick Henry rest for like 2 years because they really wasn't running him when they drafted him in the second round to the Tennessee Titans, and they picked up DeMarco Murray, who still had a good career in the NFL.
Yeah.
But when when Derrick touched that field, it was over with. And it's certain people I want to have a Super Bowl before it's all said and done. And I think with him and Lamar being on the same team, Jalen got him one and Smitty got him one. So I really wanted Jalen to get one. Now I need Lamar and Derrick to get one. And then I think I'll be good for the time being. There's just certain people I just want to see get one.
Unfortunately, Brinsky, as long as Josh is the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, that would.
I forgot.
Man, I
got
look at
some AFC North guys up here.
I look
Jason
at
was up here, it would have been even more controversial.
bro. I look at Derrick Henry. Now, hear me out. I look at Derrick Henry like I look at LeBron James, and I'm not a LeBron James fan. So like, but when I say that, I mean like, okay, there was an interview one time from Dwayne Wade when they asked him like, "You seen LeBron up close? What is it that makes him so great?" He pointed to the sky and was like, "The man upstairs." He's like, "We never seen nothing that like that size, that speed, that healthy for as long. It's got to be from upstairs. It's not like he was born to be Derrick Henry that you see. Like when you see him play football, it's just, I don't know. When you recruit a kid like that, you got to know seeing him like, man, this dude right here is transitional person. Like he's in the top 1% of people in terms of size, speed, and everything. Like, and he's been relatively healthy his entire career. That only comes from God. Playing the position like that, at running back position, to be able to do it that long, that good, came from upstairs.
Yeah. Hey man, that's a great way to end the show right there, man. I like
man,
that.
Don't end the show like that, man. War Eagle, put War Eagle in there.
Awesome
alert.
No, that's a perfect way. Auburn fan with that type of compliment. Hey, you know who?
Hey, man, I call it like I see it, man.
Hey, you know who set that up like that? The man upstairs. But appreciate everybody for coming on tonight. Controversy, a lot of disagreements in the chat on this panel on everything. It was highly entertaining. I think the next group, everybody, D tackles and quarterbacks. This should be highly entertaining. I know we have some guys.
You know what, Brinsky, I'll be very controversial. AJ McCarron's not on my list.
Hey.
Yeah, I said it. I know some fans are gonna be pissed off what I'm about to say, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, but save it.
I am
Save
sorry.
it. Save it. I want the folks. I can understand why some folks wouldn't have AJ. I can understand how some folks can. But it's gonna be interesting. But I knew that running back, and I'm so glad you separated that linebacker, Coach Sean. That was a great idea.
I
It's too
love
many,
that
bro.
take.
Yeah.
I
No,
love it.
I think you need to do it for the saving era quarterback, Prince, because you're talking about quarterbacks all the time, man. You got a lot of quarterbacks.
Mhm.
I know. That's the fun part. That's the fun part. I just can't limit it to saving. I just can't limit it. I know we got
If
some guys
at least make it a top 7.
top 7 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't leave out Stabler and them, man, because, god dang, that's a
Yeah,
quarterback right there, boy.
you know.
Well, is it people? Is it people? See, I seen Derek Thomas and them. When I was a child, I was very, very young.
Yeah.
I try not to put nobody on there that I hadn't saw, because that to me that wouldn't be fair to
Yeah.
the people I have saw.
Yeah.
Like I have never seen.
That's why I
some of
try
them
to
people.
limit it to like the 90s on up. But if I had to put, I don't want to put your age out there, Coach Al.
Hey, listen, I quit. Hey, I quit playing. I don't have no idea how old I am. I don't, man. I'm over 21. I'm legal.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, I
I
had a
like
guy
that.
on the beach in Puerto Rico tell me one time, man. He said, "It's not how old you are; it's how you feel."
That's
That's
Yeah.
right.
true.
Yeah, I
That's
could
right.
still run. I could probably still go out and run about a 4.6, 4.7.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah.
Easy,
Yeah.
Shit, that's awesome.
All
easy.
right, now, coach, I'm a bad man.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
put
what I'm saying.
put your spikes on, baby. Let's go.
Appreciate
Bet.
everybody
Like I
coming
told
through.
you, greatness transcends time.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Facts.
All right.
Appreciate everybody coming through. Uh definitely stay tuned for that D tackle, well, defensive line, and that one should be very, very interesting. Because I know we're gonna have some guys in the 90s that I love to watch from the highlights that I seen. And the guys during my time, that's my age and a little bit younger than me. But this is gonna be an interesting one. So definitely gonna say shout out to the fellas for coming up here, even this Auburn fan named Tez. And oh yeah, I'm gonna let you go last, Tez, so I can let you make your announcement. But we're gonna start with Coach Al.
Oh yeah. Hey, no, I'm not a content creator. I just hang out and talk football. And pretty much just do that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my personal logo.
Oh yeah. Tell them
So,
what it is,
fellas,
Coach Al. You got to
Yeah,
show the logo for the people.
yeah,
I don't know why I
right there.
keep doing that. There you go.
It's right there. Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. That's the negative free zone. I'm always sending you guys stuff about how we walk through the world as men. Uh,
Facts.
so whatever I talk about is dealing with us constantly evolving ourselves
Yes,
every day.
sir.
What I mean? What I sent y'all
Facts.
today was straight from the heart. That's how I live. That's what success means to me. And
Facts.
you see that versus saying that. People see success, they know what it means, but when you live it that way, it's straight up from a negative free zone, which is success space between your ears. You free that place up right there, you're going to insulate yourself from the chaos in this world we live in, the madness, anger, and hate that you experience from a daily perspective, and you wonder why you're confused. Okay, free yourself. Okay, free your mind, free yourself. But you can
Well,
reach me at X Alsan79 X. You can reach me on Twitter, al.sanders.10. I mean, Instagram, al.sanders.10. Hit me up. Let's talk. Let's engage.
Facts.
We may learn something.
I don't know why they keep doing that. Go ahead.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Go ahead, Coach Carr, if you can.
10 for man, it's Coach Carr, man. The loud mouth song going on the panel. But as right now, I'm kind of quiet because I got a bunch of coaches in the car. We on our way to the ATL. We got a coaching meeting tomorrow at Georgia Tech. See how well that goes. Uh, but you can find me on the Block Sport Talk with Coach Carr. That's on YouTube. On X, man, it's Coach KD Taylor. I do have an Instagram page. I don't post much on there, but that's KD Taylor 34 on Instagram. Other than that, man, you can find me on the panel with my bros. Whenever Brinsky and Coach Sean invite me, I'll show up. Most of the time, lately I've been dealing with some hand problems, some nerves, so I've been trying to do too much because I was in pain. And then a couple weeks before that, I was on vacation out there on the beach, eating, drinking on my times and riding on the boat, playing casino games with the wife. Listen to these folks dance off all different type of music, acting the ass, enjoying life. But so I appreciate you inviting me on tonight, Brinskin. I can't wait till the D line chat because that's gonna be super controversial with the D line
Oh yeah.
Facts.
and the quarterback. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be one probably the most toughest one of all to do a top seven all time great quarterbacks. That's gonna be tough, man, because you got this era of quarterbacks we had in the old era, and then you still had a few decent quarterbacks in between. So that's
Hmm.
gonna be hell. To talk about the QBs. I'm excited, man. I'm about to go home now and do a whole lot of stuttering now and try to get back up on my three old school QBs and then get with the new ones.
Yep.
But man, I appreciate y'all letting me come on, man.
Yes, sir.
Coach Al, good seeing you, man.
Pleasure's
Really,
all mine, Coach.
good
Pleasure's all.
hearing your voice on the line, gents, man. Been a minute since you been on, bro. Y'all
Facts.
keep doing y'all thing, man. I watch y'all too on the Bama Standard, man, and on everything I love. When you two spoke, y'all synopsis was 10 times better than the people that was on actually on the Bama Standard because y'all gave it real authentic and honest, and it came from the heart. Everybody else was fumbling around when y'all asked y'all questions. When y'all start giving y'all spiel about what was going on with Bama program, they started picking back on what y'all was saying. So it let you know that you too, y'all already up there. You ain't on your way. Y'all already there, man. And congratulations, man, on everything y'all got going on.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate
Appreciate
you for
that.
real, man.
Jance.
You can find me at Jant716 on X, Jant Sports on YouTube, of course. The rants are coming back. I already I know we
Can't
probably
wait.
don't have a we don't I know we don't have any soccer fans, but I am going to make a U.S. soccer fan because we ended up losing to Panama, and so I am very pissed off about it. So I'm going to upload that. Um, but no, yeah, for the most part, you can find me Jant Sports on YouTube. Of course, we got Bama coverage coming up pretty soon. I'm just waiting for us for this Bama basketball team to lose because I'm getting really ticked off watching this team play. We should. There's no reason why. I don't know. Like we continue to underperform almost every game, and it pisses me off. So I'm just gonna be waiting for that particular moment. But for the most part, yeah, Jant Sports on YouTube, and then TikTok is also Jant 716 as well.
First of all, it's really, really good to get my brother Jans back, man. I always
Thank
love when Jans come on the panel. Really, really, really good to get Coach Carl back, man. And always good to have Coach Al in here, man. We get all of us together on the same panel. I have such a great time, man. Time get away from me. You know what I mean? Always good to have that boy Tez up here, even
you.
with his affiliation, it's still good to have him. You know what I'm saying? Uh, big shout out to Brinsky, man, for having us on, man.
Yes, sir.
And love having Lynn in the chat, man. He
Yeah,
kind of
man.
like Coach Al, giving us the older guys. I'm about to go in here and look up in a minute. It's fun, man, because everybody got their different ways. Like when Coach Al broke down his perspective of how he rated, and Coach
Yep.
Carr gave you his, and I gave you mine. That's the fun in it, man. That's
Yep.
what makes it so. Because I like to listen to theirs. Man. That's what's fun in having Tez with his knowledge up here of Alabama football. That just show you everybody. Coach Carr with his logic. Coach Jans, that's the fun in all of this, man. Brinsky put it together, man. Much love to you, Brinsky. We thank you, brother.
Yep.
We appreciate you. You're doing
Yep.
big things with this stuff, man. And people be hitting me. I ain't the Brinsky, like he has a talent for this stuff, bro. I'm not the insider. I have no love. I have no want to talk to no recruit. None of that stuff, bro. I probably wouldn't even know what to say, man. I'm probably horrible at interviewing, right? Brisky and them got a talent for that, bro. I probably suck at it, but I can get on the whiteboard with anybody. You know, you want to put old board up, we can get on old board, you know, and talk about X's and Y's and Z's and O's and everything, right, Coach Al, Coach Carl?
Right.
I can do that, Coach Jan. But
Yep.
so it's big shout outs to all my brothers who got their niche. I'm glad Ted's getting on here and about to give y'all his announcement. Really proud of everybody, man. Thank you, everybody, for tapping in with us. You can find me at JMHO Sports Talk, just my humble opinion. That's all it is, on Twitter, X, and YouTube.
There you go. Mr. Auburn.
Now y'all doing. So first of all, I want to my wife's birthday is tomorrow, so I'd be remiss if I don't tell her happy birthday and get y'all to tell her
Happy birthday,
too.
Miss Tez.
Birthday, Tez.
Happy birthday to
If because I probably won't see y'all tomorrow. I don't know. But I do have an announcement to make. We've been kind of talking about this for a long time. Me and Brisky have been trying to put a date together to announce this thing. Listening to some of y'all in the chat and some of the people even on this panel, and everybody always asks me to make a YouTube platform or would I be interested in doing it. It just never felt right. And one day I came up with a concept. A concept just hit me in an idea to do something. So yeah, I have a new channel launching. It'll be May.
That's what's up.
That's the graphics called SEC.
SEC.
SEC football all year long. It's going to be more launching May 1st, Thursday, May 1st. And the concept is pretty much what we do here, but it's going to be interactive with trivia, games, giveaways, things of that sort. And y'all can help me out by going to subscribe and to the channel. Right now I got Brinsky. He's my one subscriber. So y'all can go ahead and subscribe.
Head it there now. Head it there now.
I guess I can put the link in the chat. Yeah. And yeah, go and subscribe to the channel. It'll be more information coming soon. I got some content that I'm about to post, just some evergreen stuff, and try to build something. And also how y'all can help me. If y'all listening in the chat, I don't know a lot of content creators from, let's say, a Vanderbilt or let's say a South Carolina, just because of proximity and where I'm at. If y'all can reach out to them not going on, I would love to have everybody from the SEC represented and doing what we do. And these guys, hopefully they'll participate and help me out. And
Sure.
you'll see me on it. All the same platforms you see me on now, so I'm not going.
Tez, put your channel up there again. What is SEC?
Let me see.
Yeah, Ted, shoot me a text message, Ted, with the channel so I can link on to it when I get
Let me
part.
see if I can. I think I just linked it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Yeah, well, I tell you, looking for his channel, man. Y'all go on there on YouTube, man. Like and subscribe to mine, cause I need me some more followers, man.
Facts.
I got 70 right now, man. So I'm trying to build it on up. Y'all check me out,
Facts.
man.
You put in the chat, Ted?
Facts. I thought I did. It should have popped up. Maybe
Brinsky might have to do it.
I see it on my. Let me see. Oh no. I see it on my YouTube. It says it's in the chat.
You're on mute, Brinsky.
I think you're on mute, bro.
Yep, still.
Oh man, I've just been talking. My fault. Yeah, but appreciate everybody coming in here.
Put his channel in there, Brinsky.
Oh no. I told him to text it to me, but I was on mute. My fault.
Okay.
Yeah, text it to me, Tez. And then email it to me at the podcast email.
All right.
But appreciate everybody coming here. Shout out to
Right.
those guys at the Bama Standard having me and Coach Sean on there, man. Definitely appreciate you guys for allowing us to come on y'all platform finally to show what we can do and talk about Alabama football to those people over there, showing love from all the top athletes from DJ Hall, Marquise Mays, so on and so forth. Man, appreciate y'all. Just who else trying to Cal. Shout out to Ty. Shout out to everybody, man. I don't know why.
Piano Man.
Yeah, Piano Man. I wish he came up here tonight because I know his would have been interesting too.
Yeah.
But definitely appreciate everybody helping to get us this far in all our journeys up here. Hopefully that we all can accomplish something major with this YouTube thing one day, and hopefully one of us can get into that door because I know one of us get in there, all of us coming together.
Right.
So, man, definitely appreciate everybody for subscribing to this channel. I know I didn't see Miss Janet in the chat tonight. Appreciate her for coming here. Shout out to Ted's wife, TJ. Happy early birthday. Well, I'm glad I did part tonight because, man, you definitely weren't gonna be able to do nothing tomorrow. She wasn't even having it. So yeah, definitely shout out to. It's right there, but I can't click on that. That's why I need you to email it to me or text it to me.
I texted to you.
Okay, and I can.
Yeah.
It's always got an "it's" on it. Okay.
Yeah, it's that 6 season.
Okay, I'm about to send it to myself and put it in the chat. But major shout out to my number one supporter, my wife, Sarah. I see her in the chat. I know she definitely shout out to my other number one supporter, my little girl Justice. She just turned 2 years old 2 weeks ago. No, not 2 weeks ago, March the 16th. So definitely she had daddy sick. Appreciate her. And appreciate everybody in the chat from Anitra, Larry Large, Lynn, Dwight, all you guys. Like I said, man, you guys the ones that make the channel go. Because if y'all wasn't in the chat, guess what? We'll just be talking to ourselves.
Facts.
On here. So definitely appreciate you guys for even letting us get this far in this whole process. I'm trying to send this thing to me and it's not even sending. But appreciate everybody just for showing love to all of us. And I'm just gonna put Ted's channel in the chat, so y'all make sure y'all just go subscribe. It's not that hard. It just a simple click and bam, it's right there. I know it should be coming up in just a second. My bad, Ted.
Oh, you good, man.
Okay, here you go, right here. I'm about to send a link so everybody can just click on it. You definitely support him. Definitely appreciate him for being a major contributor to the channel. Definitely gonna be a major contributor to his channel, even though he is an Auburn fan.
There you go.
There you go. It's in the chat now. It should be clickable for everybody. Just go ahead and click on there. Hopefully it is. Is it showing up?
I'm subscribing.
Yeah. You got to capitalize SEC. That's why I couldn't find it. So when I typed it in regular, it didn't pull up.
Yeah.
But when I capitalized SEC, it popped right up.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I'm learning.
Hey man, that's what I said, man. It's a lot to learn. So y'all make sure y'all get over there. And we definitely gonna be promoted on Twitter. This is the main reason why I said get a damn Twitter for the longest.
Yeah. You've been on me about
it. But as always, y'all already know how we end the show every time. F them trees, always. Always and forever. I wish I said this on the Bama Standard. last night because it needed to be said. F them trees, F Toomer's corner, F they basketball team. I wish they lost to Alabama State. I
That wasn't gonna happen.
everything. I don't care nothing about them. Everything that's Auburn, their colors, their women, everything. But as always, appreciate y'all and roll damn tide.
Roll